to talk about professional wrestling.
Nobody knows the whole story, so I'll tell you.
How about you, Jason?
Oh, this is like a murder room. This is great.
Lots of black sex magicians out there, right?
And look down like, what the fuck?
Oh, we're gonna just do it this way and nobody's gonna stop us.
I want to show that a real champion has to do things for the community, for your people, for other women, you know?
In this business, what you sell is emotions. If you manage to get people invested, you did it.
That's for sure some videotapes.
It's time for another MMM show.
Welcome to another edition of Mass Mats and Mayhem. I am your host, Justin Outlaw Harvey. You can find me on social media at Justin Harvey 75. Oh yeah. You can find the entire show on social media at MMMshow 75. And when you find that show on social media, what you're going to witness is nothing short of greatness, in my own very not humble opinion. No, look, seriously, come to our IG, subscribe, like, follow if you haven't. Do that here on our YouTube. There's a lot of great content, and believe me, there's so much great content coming in the next few weeks and months, to the point where we're bussing, as the kids say, bussing at the seams. You know?
What does that mean?
Wow. I thought I'm supposed to be the grandpa, Tony. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Allen. Hi, Tony. You don't know what bussing is?
I don't follow into the trends of kids.
Jay, can you explain bussing?
Oh God, seriously, bringing your kid? Okay.
Type shit.
She's not paying attention to me anyway, because I'm not bussing. Anyway,
and God.
You know,
you're killing coma right now.
What's up, my girl? What's up? Or did you say you like lady? She's a lady. Whoa, she's a lady.
Oof, you dated all of us with that.
Well, first you get on me about saying bussin'. I'm too modern for you, and then you say that I'm too out of date with whatever, man.
All right, Gramps.
Whatever. These guys. Oh, wait. So Thunder Rosa's doing a thing at our old stomping grounds? Is that what's happening?
Kind of. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That was where I met Mark Ramondi.
Oh, she couldn't do the lining at the bottom. Ah, dang it.
Boo.
I'm not gonna complain. There's supposed to be some lining on the bottom of that. Some thunder.
Wait, Coma, where's your intro? You sent me your intro. I need to know your intro again.
Oh, I have an intro?
Well, you told me there was I'm supposed to introduce from way down under, but always getting over. What's my throw line for you now?
I don't know, man. Just throw something to me.
Okay, well, that's what I like. From way down under, but always getting over, it's Comatose. I like that one.
Here I am. Yo, it's not bad.
And for all of our furry friends out there, it's Bear.
Bear just disappeared as you were introducing him.
Well, because he's got to go put on the pause.
Hey!
And for all of our furry friends out there going to the rave, it's Bear.
No.
Bear birthday. Bear.
We having technical difficulties. Actually, Coma is on the other side.
Bear.
You
always have to go opposite.
I gotta all go.
But on my screen, it's because it's mirrored. Right, cool.
Yeah, it's mirrored, or else your Spurs shirt would say Srups.
Go you Spurs! Let's go.
And we don't want your shirt to say Srups. I believe you can actually make your video do the wrong thing.
You can make me do anything for the right price. I've done more for less.
That's super duper true. So
$20
you can
is
do
$20.
this. See, now my Lucha shirt is all jacked up, but when I point at Tony, I'm actually pointing at him.
No,
I'll see how this is.
on my screen, you're pointing to the other side. This is getting weird.
This is so meta.
This is getting weird, and
Look.
Bear has no sound.
It's okay.
What?
Bear's
What are you
been
doing?
working
Oh,
on
there
his
you go. You
technical
can hear
stuff.
us?
Wow.
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
We've
I
been
got-
like propping you because of your birthday and all this stuff.
Hard fidelity.
I mean, I
surround
couldn't
sound,
hear you
sound,
until
sound.
I started the stuff with Coma and the Spurs jersey. That's about where.
Great.
I
Oh.
Then you didn't hear my new introduction for you, and you'll catch it next week. Happy birthday, Bear.
Happy birthday, Bear.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Go Bear.
So-
It's your birthday.
See,
We're gonna
Tony,
party,
thank
listen,
you. I'm
Yeah.
not out of date. If it's bussin',
Oh my
it's the common vernacular for something that is so filled with greatness, it's busting at the seams.
Bussin'.
Therefore, it is bussin'.
Bussin'.
It's delicious. We like
You got
delicious
that
around
right.
here because we're show, and we are the delicious daddies of the show.
And we're sponsored by Face.
God.
There's a couple of M's in there. I have to
Oh.
say, I did try to get Face to change their name to have 3 M's instead of 2, and they politely declined.
They
But
should
that's
have
okay.
like
They're
an
still our
Ohm-free-
sponsor, and we still love them. All right, guys, here's what I want to talk about first. The Face big topic. I'm not even going to call it a question this time. The big topic is why Brock Lesnar walked out on WWE after WrestleMania. And that just sent Bear away immediately. Bear's like, I need a drink for this. It's my birthday. We got to talk about fucking Brock Lesnar. This is terrible.
Brock Lesnar.
No, the thing about Brock Lesnar is he don't like other people. He don't like nobody. No, Brock Lesnar. Okay, this is not rocket science. What's going on to me? I've heard a few things here and there, and you know how this stuff goes with wrestling. I'm not taking anything as the gospel truth. Everything that filters out of the rooms that it actually happened in, and Jesus, even sometimes in the rooms that things are happening in, the reality of the situation is a little hazy. But let me kind of break it down the way I understand it from people that I've talked to and from what I've read and from what I've seen. Brock Lesnar was approached to come back a while ago, you know, after the whole Janelle Grant thing dropped or whatever. And a lot of people were surprised that he even came back because he felt a little like damaged goods. But TKO was like, no, you're not convicted of anything. You might be convicted in the public opinion, but like, Brock, we love you. Like, come on back, be one of our guys. We'll smooth some things over. And like, we want you to do some more things with us for a little bit of money. I was like, okay, whatever. Whether you agree with that stance or not, that was the stance that TKO took of like, no, Brock Lesnar still has a job here. We need him. Let's get some stuff out of him. Like, we're going to bring back a few of the old guys and then we're going to pivot. But the plan was always to give these guys one last run and kind of retire them out the door. They've known this for a long time. With Brock, of course, it's a very special case because, as people will tell you, Brock doesn't just do Brock things without Brock saying Brock things backstage about what Brock will and will not do. That is just the way that Brock has always been. Vince McMahon, it's his fault. He empowered Brock to be that way. He was very big on Brock for a long time, and he listened to Brock. And if Brock said he didn't want to do something, Vince typically didn't force him. And if you've ever met Brock Lesnar, it's pretty hard to imagine forcing the guy to do any damn thing. So we get to the current scenario where you've got Gunther, who's this guy who's now making a name for retiring people, for retiring John Cena and Goldberg and whatever. And clearly they were holding him back. There was definitely some kerfluffles with booking WrestleMania this year because of all of the issues with people getting hurt and changing booking, and then TKO wanting certain things and getting influencers involved in this, that, and the other thing. But Brock Lesnar's plan started to come into focus. It was, okay, we want to send Brock, and this part came first from what I understand. We want Brock to be able to retire at home at SummerSlam. Brock has always been a big player for them at SummerSlam. Some of his biggest matches have been SummerSlams and not WrestleManias. They love Brock.
It's Minnesota. Minnesota too, isn't it?
And it's in Minnesota. It's a hometown retirement show for Brock. So they wanted to work backwards from that. So from what I understand, the plan was for Brock to be babyface by the time he went out. But the start of everything was he was going to go ham on Cena. And part of the reason to do that was to make Brock feel good. To make Brock feel good going into this whole thing. Dude, Cena is willing to take another one for you. He thinks it makes perfect sense. Like, yeah, of course Brock is still the guy I can't beat. Cena had no problem with it. He thought it was hilarious. He was down for making the kids cry. The whole friggin' thing. Which is great, which is part of why I love John. Because John, this whole retirement run, for better or for worse, whatever you think, like, I was happy. We talked about it on the show. I was happy that John was getting to be a heel and do some things that he wanted to do. He wanted to fucking get back at the audience for doing that 50-50 weird stuff to him. He loved that little heel run. It didn't work great. He knows it didn't work great. He don't care. John Cena had a blast that last year, whether you like how it all panned out or not. So Gunther retires Cena, right? The plan is then to move into this Brock thing or whatever. And the end goal was to have Gunther retire Brock, but have him do it as a babyface in his hometown, go out big with the with the crowd, and to have his little moment. But like, Gunther's the new guy. Along the way, it was like, well, shit, we've got Brock. We should put him on WrestleMania. But what did we do with him? And then the Obafemi idea came around. They pitched a few people, a few other ideas. It wasn't always Oba. And it was like, but we do want to do something big with Oba. This guy really could be the future. The reaction we've gotten so far is really good. Can we pull this off? Sure. And part of that plan was not necessarily even for Oba to win. They didn't think Brock Lesnar would put Obafemi over. Nobody thought that was an option at first. And then TKO said, well, we don't know if he's even going to do this. Let's have a conversation with Brock. And Brock said, well, if you want me to face a younger unknown guy, and this is Brock's people, not even necessarily Brock, like, can we sweeten the deal or whatever? And what ended up being decided was that Brock would get a 7-figure paycheck. We don't know what the whole digit is of that 7 figures. It could be a 1. It could be a 9. But it's seven figures. Digits. Hey, Bex. How you doing, girl? Yeah, Tony hates that when it gets in his ears because, like, the pheromones, he can feel them. It's just weird.
Not really.
Super weird for him.
Yeah, continue.
So Brock is going to do a match with Oba for undisclosed 7 figures. We know this. So that makes us all speculate like, oh, well, was that 7 figures high enough for him to actually do the job? Was that 7 figures high enough for him to put Oba over on the run up to the match? And apparently it was. So things that none of us expected to see slowly started happening with this Obafemi and Brock thing. And we're like, first of all, Obafemi's got a match with Brock Lesnar. That was good enough. Then they give us Obafemi power bombing Brock Lesnar and getting over
that. It was
multiple
crazy,
weeks in a row. And we're all like, well, surely he can't actually win the match if that's the case. Apparently he can. But apparently along the way, Triple H made a little mistake. He decided in a writer's meeting to talk about how Brock would lose to Gunther at SummerSlam, which apparently was going to be some type of squash. So what you would have is an Obafemi who has now beaten Brock Lesnar, but in a 50-50 match, and a Gunther who has now beaten Brock Lesnar in not a 50-50 match, in a match where Gunther was clearly better. So now Obafemi can chase Gunther as the guy who beat both guys who have beat Brock Lesnar, but one beat the brakes off of him and the other barely got by him. That sounds like it was
lame.
Kind of where things were going. Well, you know who happens to be in writers' meetings? A little guy named Paul Heyman.
Oh god.
And maybe he's friends with Brock Lesnar. I don't know. But regardless, information is coming out that somebody, maybe Paul Heyman, maybe not, told told Brock Lesnar, basically Brock got wind of the fact, and people were like, okay, well, so what? He gets wind of the fact that there's some booking going on, but like Brock Lesnar went into business for himself.
Good.
Yeah, he did.
From what we understand, unless this is a really, really big work. And if it is just a work at the highest level still, because a lot of people in WWE are talking.
Shit, man.
But apparently Brock got wind of this. So at the end of the match, unprompted, you know, the agents are coming to walk him down to walk him up the ramp or whatever off the side. But Oba is already powdered and tipped his cap. And Brock apparently told Oba to powder and not celebrate. And so Oba's just like, and backed up the ramp and said, that didn't come from the ref. That didn't come from anybody. That came from Brock, apparently. I'm going to have to go back and watch it and see, because a lot of times you can see the guy's table talking, but I didn't catch that when I was watching it. I was just like, oh, yeah, obviously they're going to give Brock a little moment here or whatever. And then he takes off the gloves and takes off the boots. And it's like, oh, shit, this is how we do in MMA, y'all. This is like, you know, a lot of times they do the boots in wrestling, but it's a weird thing, and it's usually very stagey and showy and whatnot. Brock just did it like an MMA fight where dudes get beat up, and at the end of the fight, they're like, nope, that was it, y'all. I'm never getting hit in my dome like that again. And Heyman comes to the ring, and, you know, they do their little cover job and whatnot, and then we find out Brock was supposed to show up the next night. Some things seemed very disorganized, as we talked about on Raw Talk, and yeah, well, we'll get to that. I'll read that comment in a minute too. So when we're talking about it on Raw Dog, and we're just like, what the shit, and that was so weird, and the show seems a little haphazard, and then Obafemi comes out and gives a 4-word promo, which I get. It's like, you don't have anything for him right now, and the whole Roman and Oba thing that happened on the post show got a little out of control, where the crowd is basically booking it. And Bear, I'm going to give you a chance to talk, because we're going to get into that shit too. But what we're left with is apparently Triple H going ballistic backstage on Heyman, going ballistic about the Brock thing, Brock no-showing. Triple H is mad that his booking now for SummerSlam is completely gone to shit. His future plans for the company are gone to shit. And now his monster heel Gunther is
oh no,
just
we have
the last guy to beat Seth Rollins.
Oh, what will we do with this guy that the crowd just wants? Oh my gosh.
No, I mean, like,
the hottest act in wrestling right now. What are we gonna do? Poor
his booking
WWE.
plans, has anything worked? Has anything worked lately?
Bear doesn't care. Bear doesn't feel bad for Triple H. Clearly, Khaleesi doesn't feel bad. Khaleesi says Triple H is an asshole. No way on God's green earth should Gunther have beat the pants off of Brock. I applaud Brock for giving the finger to Triple H.
Yes,
and I get that.
For real.
I get that. So Triple H made a mistake. That not only was he planning on doing something like that, but you let it get back to Brock. That was the real mistake that Triple H made. Bookers have screwed over talent, especially talent going out the door, a million ways over. Clearly, Triple H could probably give a fuck about Brock. Who knows how he felt about him when they were both top guys, you know, whatever. But it just, I feel bad for Triple H, because for 3 or 4 years, everyone's talking about how Cody gets fucked with, but Triple H has gotten fucked with in all of those storylines too. Like, Triple H had a plan that TKO or John Cena or The Rock or somebody else messed up every fucking year since Vince has been gone, that he's had the fucking pencil for WrestleMania. Somebody has fucked with his shit. And this year is no exception. He didn't have anything to do with Pat McAfee. He didn't have anything to do with this Brock retirement thing. And what he had to do with was trying to put Gunther over and make Gunther his guy because he knows he's got Gunther on 5 more years of contract. He's got Brock on, I don't know, 4 more appearances. He don't know what the fuck can get out of Brock. That's not the guy you plan around. But so now we're left with 𝔸𝕃𝕄, and I know you want to talk about this, Bear. My biggest problem with 𝔸𝕃𝕄 and the situation where everybody wants him to face Roman Reigns is that, to me, is booking for one night only.
Way.
It does not. It is Tony Khan booking. It is Tony Khan booking. It is
Don't use the TK.
It's a dream match, and it doesn't help further your company, and it may, in fact, kill both guys. So what do you do?
How many times did Roman face Brock before he beat him in WrestleMania?
Several.
Yeah, exactly. For me, for one, I think
𝔸𝕃𝕄's got to lose, though, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, 100%. He does, but that's interesting to me. And it's fine. The thing is, here it is, going back to the Brock thing. You want good stuff, write better stories, because the booking, like the booking of Randy Orton, doesn't make any fucking sense. Not
at all.
You're gonna your thought process is, okay, come in, 𝔸𝕃𝕄's gonna beat Brock. Okay, so now who cares about Brock? He took the big L already. So now we're gonna feed him to Gunther, and Gunther's gonna retire the dude that's already. He's basically like take Brock out to pasture. He's already useless now. 𝔸𝕃𝕄's already beat him.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't do anything for anybody. It doesn't do anything for Gunther. It does right now. This was awesome. This was a WrestleMania moment. Like, we saw 𝔸𝕃𝕄 get put over. He got made. You have one of the hottest guys in wrestling right now in 𝔸𝕃𝕄, and Brock just catapulted him to the freaking moon. And then Brock retired. I don't think anybody saw that coming. I don't think anybody thought that Brock gave a fuck about the industry in general. And here he is bawling out there. Like, that was the most like
you know who didn't see Brock retiring coming? Mark Shapiro. You know who didn't see Brock retiring coming? Nick Khan. You know who didn't see Brock retiring? Ari Emanuel, Triple H.
Yeah. Well, Brock did him a favor, because after that god-awful night 1, they started off night 2 with a real genuine WrestleMania moment. Something nobody saw coming, something that made a star. And honestly, good for Brock. I said Brock had nothing left to give to this industry, and he just did it. He retired. He made 𝔸𝕃𝕄. I mean, he gave us all a WrestleMania moment. Who thought you would ever see Brock Lesnar bawling in the ring? That is genuinely surprising.
Not on my bingo card.
Yeah,
100% agree on that one.
Did not think Brock even cared about the business, and here he is. And I honestly, here's a hot take too. Everybody says Brock doesn't care about himself. I think Brock genuinely likes 𝔸𝕃𝕄. In some of their interactions and stuff like that, you could see a little bit of a smile on Brock's face. And I think he just said, you know what? I want this dude to get over, because he reminds me of me a little bit, and I like him. And it's been in the past. If Brock likes you, he's going to have a damn good performance. And that generally is what he is in the ring. And I think Brock liked 𝔸𝕃𝕄. And I think Brock saw the opportunity to pass the torch, and he didn't want to do it to Gunther. And I kind of don't blame him, because I think 𝔸𝕃𝕄's the bigger star than Gunther. Gunther's been there forever. He's great in the ring, but I don't know.
I just don't think Brock wanted to do it twice. I don't believe that Brock cared if it was 𝔸𝕃𝕄 or Gunther, but I think what Brock really cared about is he was saying, guys, this is my moment. I'm going to do business, because I do love wrestling, and I agree with you on that. I think Brock loves wrestling more than people think he does. I think that he does love the business, but I think he also said, yeah, but this is my moment. I'm going to make a guy. If this is the one you're giving me first, then this is the one I'm making. I'm not doing this one and the other one. Fuck you. You gave me one. I'll do it. Here you go. You gave me some money. This kid seems pretty decent. I like the guy a little bit, whatever. But I don't think he had any dislike for Gunther. And from everything I've heard, Brock has said wonderful things about Gunther. I think he would have gladly done the exact same thing if it was Gunther first. But Triple H having the audacity to think that he would do, hey, you never late to this party, man. Plus, after it airs, you can always go back and watch the first couple of minutes. look, you know,
Or not.
Brock
it's
just
mostly
put his foot
Bear
down.
trying to put his, headphones on. So it's fine.
Brock-
Brock seems like at the moment, all the superstars that are signing contracts or on the roster at WWE might as well just lube themselves up like it's a Diddy party, because that's what it seems like at the moment, man. You've got to be prepared to cop some shit working there. But
Very graphic.
I did go. Well, I mean, let's say it how it is, I guess, man. Like it's a Diddy party. No one's got any idea what the hell's going to happen. I mean, I went back and sat down and watched that match again last night with my daughter, and there was other things I picked up on.
Mill ain't buying it. I love it.
Well, I mean, yeah, say it for what it is, exactly. But like even Michael Cole and Wade Barrett's reaction was kind of very interesting to sort of see from an angle, because Wade Barrett, like, what's going on to Michael Cole? Michael Cole he was on the mic to
Michael Cole's waiting to get some information. Like,
yeah, it's like, what's going on?
Are we doing a retirement segment, guys? What is happening here?
Next minute, Wade Barrett's like, do we get up? Do we get up? Like, they had no idea what the hell was happening, man. And so, whether that's, like you said, you want to take it for what it is, but if we're getting worked here, man, and it's some unreal sort of bullshit going on here, man.
I mean, because like it's genuinely surprising. I mean, like who saw the thing with the Cena match, the thing with the AJ Styles match is you knew it was coming. Like, you know what I mean? Like you knew Gunther was going to retire. The ending was already.
He's the new legend killer, right? Yeah. But if you had a choice as Brock Lesnar, you don't get much of a choice. You've got one or two of them. Yeah. If you're going to have to go over, like, what Goldberg did to Brock Lesnar in like whatever it was under 10 seconds.
I mean, here's the thing.
Someone like Gunther.
I don't think it's a work. And if it is, Triple H is way in on it. But people said that Triple H was uncharacteristically upset with Paul Heyman, somebody who he typically pays a lot of deference to. And hey, Paul's a mastermind. So H and Paul could be working everybody, but they had multiple instances of chatting with each other that were overheard by other people that did not sound very friendly and sounded rather contentious in regards to Brock Lesnar and his whereabouts for Monday Night Raw and his activities on WrestleMania. And apparently, backstage after the match, people kind of just let it go. But but I think that's because everyone back there was sitting around like, okay, everyone's too embarrassed because people working there are like, oh, is this like the Seth thing? You fucking work the workers, fuck you guys. So everybody who knew that they weren't in on it is already pissed because they weren't in on it if it was a work. And the guys who would have been in on it if it was a work, like Triple H, are embarrassed because if this guy went into business for himself, the boss just got humiliated in the fucking biggest show of the year. Which it seems like that is the case from the response later. But on the night of, apparently he's just, chilling like, oh, blah, blah, blah. It's sad to see you go and whatever. That's the footage I want to see on Unreal. I want to see what happens in Gorilla when Brock walks back through the curtain. I would love to be that fly on the wall,
And the only thing,
yeah,
exactly. But the only thing
I don't think anything happened. Like, I think
didn't. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that nothing happened, and it was like
no, of course.
Fucking
Are you gonna be like, what the fuck, Brock?
Right.
No,
but that's embarrassment. No. I think Triple H is embarrassed at that point. He just got his whole fucking thing shattered, and he's still. That's the first match. He's still got a whole night to sit in Gorilla for and make sure everything else goes right. So he's just got to let that shit go and deal with it on Monday. And apparently on Monday, it was not pretty.
I think he just went like, okay, so that's your decision. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And let's say 99.9% is that's what it is, right? But that 0.1, I'll keep it in my back pocket, right? Like it's that Paul Heyman favor that he owes Gunther as a storyline just down the track.
Bro,
just the 0.1.
I'm here to tell you,
happen.
I hope that I'm sitting here 6 months from now going, dude, everything I said on MMMshow 224 was complete bullshit. I got so fucking I got manhandled
worked.
I would love to sit here and say because
what a way to screw the dirt sheets, man. I swear.
I want the business to get me. I want them to pull these things off. You know, like the Seth thing when he did the injury angle or whatever. I thought it was decent because a lot of people were like, you know, especially towards the end, like, oh, it's a work, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, it probably is. But also they did a pretty good job of protecting it. And nothing had been surprising for 2 or 3 years. So I was happy that they tried, you know, and clearly that was a mistake because somehow they cursed themselves and then everybody in that faction died. Whatever happened, it was like
can't fake an injury, man. That's bad karma.
When was the last time? When was the last time you can think of like you really got worked over by like an angle that you didn't see coming?
I mean,
like, as in, like,
it happens. There's times when
it's a long time between drinks, you know. And when it does get you, it's like, damn, that this is like kind of one of those things that this is why you watch wrestling, because when you don't see an angle like that coming in, I guess it's.
I know, but I'll tell you what, my thing with getting worked is. It's not the work that is the exciting part. Like, okay, great, they pulled something off, whatever.
Depends
it's
how
the reaction to the work that matters.
Yes.
When Hogan was the third man and the NWO happened, and then people started throwing drinks at him and Mean Gene Okerlund, that was like, whoa, what? And then the reason why the Cena thing didn't work as well was because the moment happened, Cena turned heel, that worked, and then the follow-up to it was like people were kind of still cheering, or like the shock and awe didn't pan out. And then the story
didn't back to Europe where he was, you know, loved. That was kind of hard.
Yeah. It's like, all right, but like you just brought up the Cena thing. Like, where do you go from it, right? So, the work doesn't make any sense to me because, like, where are you going with it? So, all right, Brock comes out of retirement and then Gunther retires him. It's like, okay, great. Like, where do you go with that? It's lame.
See, and that's my whole thing too.
Vince
like
McMahon back.
Triple H is talking about like, oh, we got to hold him to his contract, and TKO is talking about let's bring him back and this, that, and the other thing. For what? It's ruined now. If you bring him back, we all know, unless he actually wins on the way out.
Well, and then Brock Lesnar becomes elite. Oh, could you imagine that? It'd be like a crossover. Whoa.
No, it makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. But let's do it anyway because I mean that's what the business is at the moment, isn't it? Making no sense at all.
Yeah,
common sense ain't that common, mate. It's not that common anymore.
You're right, but like it makes no sense, and it would be par on the course for WWE booking to do something that makes no sense. But like when you talk about when was the last time you got swerved or whatever, I mean, the moment with Brock at WrestleMania was like that was a real genuine moment that I don't think a lot of people saw coming. He literally swerved the whole fucking company. The company put him out there and didn't even see it coming. You know,
and what did you say about it? What did you say about it? It was like it was a genuine moment, wasn't it? And that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's TKO's whole thing.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
TKO's whole thing is building up to these freaking moments, and that was a real moment. That was like one of the bigger WrestleMania surprises I think since Brock beat Taker. If I'm being honest, you know.
Yep.
And
okay, and that's great, but there's a reason why you try to plan that stuff out because now, what next? Jacob versus Roman?
Yeah, sure, but. I mean, at some
which
point,
is fine, but it doesn't build off of that fucking heat. It doesn't build off your biggest moment of the year.
Well, I hope that it's a thing where like we can finally get multiple guys coming after a champion, because what a WWE does far too many times is build up one guy that's going to challenge for it, and that's the entire storyline forever. You know, like have multiple guys being able to chase it. And if Oba took a loss to Reigns, that would do a lot for everybody. It would solidify Roman as legit as hell. It would give Oba back into the chasing position, but he's got the street cred because he retired Brock. And then 2 years when you take the belt off Roman or whatever you do, you have Oba finally come over Roman. And then you could even have Roman halfway through go heel and, you know, be ducking the chase. You know, I don't want to fight him. I already beat him, you know. And then the first match, you could have him barely beat him. And so he doesn't want to face him again, you know.
Okay. Well, you've got Jacob Fatu next for Roman. What do you do with Oba Femi right now? What does Oba Femi do at Backlash?
You have him beat Gunther.
Yeah.
At Backlash?
Whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wherever.
Yeah. Whatever.
Because you're a damage control right now to make it look relevant. If that's
main
what it was
event
going to be.
Saturday night or whatever it's called.
Okay, so who is your company's top heel right now?
Braun Breaker, if it was me.
Oh my
That's
God!
not
Hey,
a
I
bad
gotta say
choice.
something about that guy.
I mean,
Whatever I
I mean,
said-
if it was me and I at this point, if I'm WWE, I'm pushing that next crop of guys because the guys at the top are stale and have been there for 20 years, and you got a good crop of
That's not a
guys coming
monster.
up behind them, and it's time to push that next generation. It's that
You-
early
yeah,
2000 when Randy Orton,
Yeah.
Batista, Cena, and Brock Lesnar are coming in because those
I
guys
agree.
that you're talking about just retired, and it's
You're
time to
right.
make your next batch of guys.
Yep.
You know what I mean? These
They
guys have
fucked
been
up.
at
The bar's
top.
down here. The bar is down so low now that you got to start anything's an improvement from here. If you push up the youth that you got coming through from NXT, I agree, man. I agree.
And Evolution
got-
was a face faction or a heel faction?
Heel faction. But
Okay.
Jacob Fatu should be a heel.
I
yeah,
don't
the
disagree
perfect
with
bad
that. And
guy.
I
He's
think
the
they have to
perfect
get him
bad
there
guy.
at some point. I think Jacob
Braun
Fatu-
Breaker is a heel. Logan
And
Paul
it-
is a
but-
heel.
Okay.
You know,
So
But
I
who's the
think-
top heel though? Would you
I
have?
think that all of the conversations right now, right,
Mhm.
speak to a larger issue that it's happening with WWE is that there is no guiding light. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, so let's say this guy, he retired. Brock Lesnar goes out there, does whatever. He doesn't want to be part of this anymore, whatever. If they were on top of their game as they should have, like as they used to be, they would have immediately come up with something by Monday morning,
Yep.
Cool.
regardless. And
Yes.
that is the biggest problem that is going on right now. This is something that I thought about through this weekend. It is that
Well, Alex, who's your new showrunner of Raw, has had the job for 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
she's been there, but
So,
she's been there.
yeah,
They should have
what do you
pivoted
mean?
off the
That's not an
Jacob.
excuse.
They should have pivoted off that Jacob storyline right away. Like that was not a thing that was anywhere. Like, I mean, that was planned, but it's not like the seeds were planted beforehand. They should have pivoted off that and gotten to the Oba, Roman bag right off the bat.
Let's bring the Rock. Let's bring the Rock back in. He'd be a perfect bad guy too to go up against someone like Oba. You could make something of that.
Yeah, but you can't just bring the Rock in like that. You got to plan.
Why you're at it? Let's bring Vince Russo over too. Why not? They can't do much worse, can they? I've been saying that for a bit.
I think him and Tony Khan are more friendly these days than him and anyone at WWE.
True.
That's why you bring him in.
I mean, I would love for Tony Khan to just hand Ring of Honor to Vince Russo.
Oh wow.
And be like,
Okay.
bro, make a show.
But so this is the thing, right? Right now, the monster, the biggest company, the Leviathan of wrestling, it's wounded, and nobody seems to know how to plug the league.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
They've
What?
got too many fingers in the pie.
Too many cooks in the kitchen. Too many fingers in the pie. There's just no real. You have TKO coming out of left field with shit. You got Triple H booking some terrible shit right now. I mean, like, it's just, some of his stuff that he's doing is just straight boring, and then you have an opportunity to cash in on some hot stuff, and you don't. And it's just like, you have to ask yourself why, I don't understand the idea of not getting behind some of these guys that are organically taking off. And they've done it in the past. It's always been a WWE thing. It's like,
I think they are, though. I think that TKO is making, and I think it's the TKO doing it. They told Triple H, like, hey, bro, your yellow and black guys ain't it. That's why Karrion Kross is not there right now. I think that's why Bailey has been getting a little bit of the cold shoulder. I think it's like, nope, the ones that have made it to the top are the ones that are good. The rest of the year, black and gold, we don't care anymore, man. There's a whole new batch coming up from down there. And they're faster, they're stronger, they cut better promos, they look better in the ring, and they're the future of our company. And again, I said this on Monday, I give Busted Open guys full credit because I listened to them and they were just like, dude, with how well these guys are doing, if NXT has more, bring them. And they sure enough, they brought Ethan, they brought Soul, even though she might be dead now.
Dead.
Last night.
Jesus.
That was
Soul
crazy.
alive? I don't know if
man.
she's
Awful
living
bomb.
or dead now. I don't know. Like, she smacked every time. I feel like every time I see women do the side-by-side table spots, It's happened in AEW 2 or 3 times. It's happened in NXT twice now.
Julia, famously.
It happened in TNA once. Somebody goes short on the closer table and then whacks the back of their head on the other table. It keeps happening. So why are we doing these double table spots? It's not safer. If you can't let it right, it's not safer. Anyway,
but did you see the Slim Jim ads? They held up.
Oh, that's what they did.
Anyway, like, you know, again, I keep bringing this comment up that Mill put in here. Why build a monster just to have him lose to Roman?
Because wrestling, the best stories are the chase.
Yeah, I don't disagree, and I think that was the setup for him. But again, the setup was to get him to be able to chase Gunther as the big bad.
For what? For what reason, though? Like Gunther, what does Gunther have? Like in terms of he doesn't have a belt. I mean, he doesn't. What is it?
He's got chops, man. Ask Seth Rollins how his
chest
is.
He doesn't have a belt right now.
How's his chair, mate? Blacker than this, mate. It's
but
crazy.
Again, I think it's smart to look at the rivalries with or without a belt. Of like, okay, if Oba's our guy that's going to chase monsters, and we make Gunther the bigger monster, then he can chase that guy. If we put a belt into that sphere, great. If we don't, maybe they're big enough that they can have, you know, a specialty match that still draws without the belt involved. And then we can use our belt, because belts are props for guys that need them. Either you put it on a guy that can make other guys, and thusly it's a prop the belt is always there to help the talent that isn't over. The belt is not to keep an over guy over. And even Roman keeping it for as long as he did, that made Jey Uso a top guy. That made Sami Zayn get a title match. That made, you know, guys returning like Brock Lesnar have something to do to pop a buy rate. Roman having that belt for that amount of time wasn't really necessarily about Roman. It made a ton of baby faces. It, however, to me, is still the problem with the company. It's still a babyface heavy company. And whereas AEW, I feel like, is a heel heavy company.
Well, because WWE can't turn any of their guys that they want to keep at the top heel. They're all worth too much money and publicity, and it kills part of the company because they refuse to do what's right for the business. All right, there's the business, and then there's the business, right? If you're booking a TV show, there's the one thing, and if you're booking for like making money, there's something else. And that's what happens with wrestling when you have to have like a live show where you have to sell to the audience and you have to take them out and go do the Make-A-Wish shit. But at the end of the day, we're all watching on TV, and it's a TV show. But they're not writing it well because they don't want to change some of these guys. But in WWE, of course, you're going to have a lot of top baby faces because they don't want any of their top guys to be bad guys. And that inherently makes it kind of
so like MJF could not exist at WWE right now.
He would not be their top. He could, but
I don't know before they turn him
I think they'd laugh at him, man. They'd laugh at that. I think it wouldn't work. I think they've got the perfect monster right there, right now. Actually,
yeah, but I mean, look, I'm not blaming them. They were trying to do it. Seth was supposed to be their long-running heel champion compared to Cody on the other show, who was still the babyface. You know, and they had to pivot off of it for multiple reasons. And then they were going to elevate Gunther back to it, but Gunther had it already. And don't forget, you did have Roman for 3 or 4 years as a heel champion.
You've got your perfect heel.
You're doing it too long.
You've got your perfect heel sitting right there in the MFTs, mate. Jeffrey Cobb, mate. You can stick the mask back on him, give the reincarnation of Matanza, mate. You should bring him back, mate.
You have the perfect heel in Cody Rhodes, but
dude, he hasn't been used right, dude. I'm telling you. You can play that.
You have the perfect heel turn in Cody Rhodes, but they don't want to do it. And the thing is, when you go back to Gunther, it's
why would you turn Cody Rhodes? He's making your company $100 million a year.
Yeah, I know, but he's boring. And Gunther, as a healed person for 4 years, is boring because we've seen it. We've seen the ring general. It's for 4 years already.
But you do have to look at this a little bit from a business perspective. For every one of Tony's sickos out there that feels that Cody is boring and smart
He
marks
wasn't
that
boring.
want him.
He was great when he first came in. Now he's
I know,
boring.
but listen, for every smart mark that wants him to turn that would be more entertained by it, there's some 10-year-old kid that spent more money on Cody for him to stay a babyface.
What he's saying is that you need to spend more money to make
You
people.
not, yeah, you're not.
You can't
Every
build another guy back
internet
up.
wrestling community guy thinks that their opinion is what should drive the business, but the simple fact of the matter is the casuals outweigh us. And it's not that our opinions don't matter. Of course we know what's better for wrestling because we pay attention to it. You're not wrong of what's better for story. I'm a writer. I agree with you story-wise.
I want this
But on a business level, these people, that's wrestling, they've always been here to make money, so I don't fault them. They've never hidden it from me. They've never tried to deceive me with the fact that they're here to make money. Cody Rhodes makes money. Danhausen makes money. This is why I never understood why Tony Khan didn't do these things with Danhausen. Okay?
But the thing for me that
because
doesn't make
Tony
sense
Khan
is
doesn't
that-
care about money.
But the thing that all
Tony
right,
Khan is
all right.
money.
Then you need then if I'm WWE, what I'm doing is I'm moving all those guys, those young up and coming guys, the Obas, the Javons, the Tricks. I'm moving them all over to SmackDown, and I'm taking your Codys and I'm taking all of your established bullshit that they want to shove in your face and putting it on Raw. Make that the center point, and then turn SmackDown into the work rate show with the up and comers like they did 20 years ago. Because that's what they did. They made the two shows seem very different. You had your what you would call your typical WWE bullshit show on Monday night, and then they gave you something different on SmackDown on Thursdays or Fridays. And right now you have both shows are Raw now, and nothing seems different except you treat your SmackDown show like shit. And like to me, I'm taking all those guys, I'm putting them on SmackDown, I'm building them up. I'm taking your Codys, your Gunthers, all those guys that have been established, toss them all on Raw, and I'm going to watch SmackDown every week. That's what they should do.
Okay, but do you know why they don't do that anymore? Because their corporate sponsor, Fox, did not like it. Fox had an issue with feeling like the B show. So Fox, when they renegotiated their rights deal and started paying as much as USA was paying, and actually even more, said, we want this to feel like the A show. Can we get specific talent over here? Can we get so-and-so? Can we have Roman Reigns be the champion on our show? And now that you've gone to Netflix, Netflix wants certain things. And now ESPN wants certain things. And now USA, who is now paying more for SmackDown just to have some wrestling, wants certain things. And so what you have to understand is what you are talking about, once again, is good for the fan and not good for business. So how do they? But you got to be realistic with me, Bear. You got to be realistic with me. You are a fan. You do pay money. Your opinion does matter and does count. But also, it's a publicly held company that has a responsibility to their shareholders to make some money. How do you do both? If you're going to be the smart wrestling fan, you have to help these companies figure out how they can do both, how they can make you happy and also make their shareholders happy, because otherwise we don't get fucking wrestling at all.
Well, because if you do a good job, people will tune in and watch. I mean,
but what happened last time
during the Bloodline? When the Bloodline was like actually relevant, people tuned in. I mean, if you get good stories, people tune in. You know, if I'm USA, I want something different than what I'm getting right now.
I don't know about that.
Right now is trash
because, like,
but USA is paying the least amount of money. Also,
if you compare
and it's TV ratings, dude. The TV ratings,
storytelling with like, let's say the most of the shows that get awards and all this stuff, they're not the most watched ones because the quality of like storytelling does not equal what the people will look into. Like most like ticket sales for movies are like the Fast and the Furious. They have no story cohesiveness whatsoever, but they have all these names. So that's what they're going.
Most movies that are in the Best Picture category that do not win Best Picture, typically lose about 80%. They give your company prestige. They give your company honor. They give your company some eyeballs because you've made something good. But what they do not give your company is any fucking money.
Yeah.
They're loss leaders. And that's fine to do that with some of your product. You know, to have a loss leader is fine to do with some of your product, just to go with some quality. But if you do it too much, you do what Tony Khan did, and you go from 900s to 500s in your fucking ratings. And you come dangerously close. He didn't go past the mark, but you come dangerously close to pissing off your corporate sponsors. TNT has said since the beginning, we're cool with 500s. Get us over 500s. Keep your ad rates at this level. We are cool. Warner Brothers and Tony Khan are cool. They're going to stay that way. If Tony Khan starts hitting 370s and 360s on a regular basis, they're not cool. Shit ain't cool no more. I don't care how fun your match was. I don't care how many stars Meltzer gave you. Your corporate sponsor that pays all the fucking bills, even for a billionaire like Tony Khan, he can't foot the whole bill himself.
Now
But you're acting like you're acting like WWE's doing gangbusters. You know, I mean, this last WrestleMania, they could barely get. I mean, it's significantly less attendance numbers than previous years.
The Netflix numbers are good though, and Netflix plays the lion's share.
No, they're going over the sellout part. They did it too much, so there was no quality, of course. So that there is this balance, of course. But what we're saying is that is the only thought process right now at TKO is that we gotta put all these fucking show speeds, and which, by the way, he actually did a pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I thought he was the highlight of night one.
Yeah, the only thing. Bro.
That's what's crazy, though.
Yeah, but again, that is the problem that they're facing right now. They went too far on the selling out, and now they don't have any quality. So now when they're trying to rely on quality, they're fucked because there's nothing to come back from.
And
that's what I'm thinking.
But this is what does help your point, Bear. A guy like Brock Lesnar says, "Yeah, you know what? That is the case right now. This won't be quality if I stick around. F these guys. I'm out. I'm taking a walk. I'm taking my ball and going home. And I'm going to do business the right way. I'm going to make this freaking kid for you guys. I'm going to let him bump me. I'm going to do the whole thing. I'm going to give you as much gas as I have in the tank for a match, even though it was still only like 5 or 6 minutes. But it was a good 5 or 6 minutes, in my opinion. I'm sure Mill will disagree with me. But like, I was entertained. And Brock just went out on his own sword, his own way, and just went into business for himself. And it does help your cause because look, Triple H, if you don't want to get screwed, you got to do better business by your talent and your fans. I know you had something that you thought was going to work for your fans, but it didn't also work for your talent. And now, because of how it went down, because you overreached on your plan, it's also now not going to work for the money either. Because now you've invested a lot of time and money in Gunther, and Gunther is dog shit in your hand.
I'm going to tell you how disconnected they are from their own product. Like the best product, AAA, which we already established that shit.
He said Lesnar and AAA would be hilarious.
It probably worked for some
He
reason.
is 3. You could stack 4 Laredo Kids and 2 Vikingos together and not get a Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, it's funny. Mexicans are small. Yeah.
No, those particular guys. There's plenty of big guys. We had Hernandez on the show 2 weeks ago. Not every Mexican is small.
Okay. Yeah. Have you seen Daniel? Have you seen my client, Will Hernandez? My client. Oh, I can do that now. Huh? It's funny.
You can.
No, what I was saying is like the disconnect is so bad that the prestige company is now AAA. And when you bring the characters from AAA to Raw, it fucking dies. It makes no sense. So much that they decided that they were going to give them their own pay-per-view at AAA, and we will have to live with the consequences of having a heel Grande Americano, 20 Americano.
20.
In the fucking show, in the main show. They are, again, my point is, and I know we want to talk about Lesnar and all this stuff. My point is, WWE right now, it's bleeding. It's bleeding. It's bleeding as much as Braun was on Monday.
That was a bad hard way.
I know. Sorry. But right now, AEW primarily has to really amp up the game. Like really, really, really grab everybody's attention because now WWE is bleeding profusely and they don't know how
They won't because they're their own thing, man. They don't care about being the number one thing. Like Justin just said, they have a $500,000 what, and Tony's gonna do his thing. And there's a lot of people that watch wrestling that don't like what AEW presents. It is what it is. And in order for AEW to become the number one company, they would sort of have to become WWE light, and then you're back to two companies that feel like exactly the same.
I don't.
And so that's why,
and that was what WCW
probably will never
had to
happen.
do. WCW had to out WWF at the time.
Yeah,
all right,
but
Brock.
it would be fair if they get above 1 million views every year.
Just off the back, so just off the back of these comments, guys, like and what it is and what it's been and where we're at on the scale of WrestleManias, where does this WrestleMania that's just gone by, where does this fit into the whole scale of things? Is this literally one of the worst or the worst? You can, as a whole, come on, man. Like we're doing this as a whole.
Do we have to conclude night one because it changes?
Yes, push it all together as a package. I know it's hard because we're getting two nights now, as opposed to
WrestleMania 42.
Where does 42 stack on the 42 here? Where is it on the ladder of this? Is this right down the bottom? Like, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Can you think of much worse than what has happened? Even though it had its highlights, it had its moments. Don't get me wrong, but is this?
Well, people are saying the CM Punk
this
Roman Reigns match is one of the best matches that WrestleMania's ever had. So you have a terrible card and one of the best matches ever. So I mean, it can't be.
Is this
probably the worst?
What people are saying? Is this just what the commentary was saying at the time?
I think last year was worse.
Really?
Yeah. For me, last year was worse. I have to say, for me, I enjoyed a lot of this stuff. Now, it was brutal with the commercials. And thank God I had my boy Coma to keep me sane because, dog, if me and Coma hadn't been chopping it up and talking through all sorts of other stuff in those commercial breaks, I would have jumped off of a bridge. But I'm just saying, for me, I found a way to make the experience fun. Me and Coma hung out. We did this thing. We did the watch along.
I'll tell you anything you guys want to know about Hulk Hogan. Just ask me. I know.
And when I look at the matches, like if you gave me a VHS tape like the old days, and it had all the commercials cut out, this shit would actually be pretty fucking fire. Like, there's not a whole lot. I'm like thinking back right now. Like, what was my least favorite match? I don't know. There was a lot of decent matches. Honestly, Drew and Jacob was kind of one of my least favorite matches because I thought Seth and Gunther came out and did a better version of it later.
How do you get a no lights?
But a lot of people loved that match.
How do you get a lights out match with a PG rating on it, man? Like,
right, and that was my issue.
Man.
But I mean, a lot of the old timers, especially like guys in my age bracket and other talent, like a lot of wrestlers loved that match. They thought that match was fire. So, but for me, that was probably one of the lowest moments. And, there was a couple of the ladies matches on the first night that didn't really hold up, but the tag match was even way better than I thought it was going to be, and Paige, Jesus Christ, Paige, that's the best Paige has wrestled since 4 months before she got hurt.
So you're saying the second ladies match was not very good for you then. That might be the weak one for you because the tags was pretty good and the Liv one and Stephanie one was good.
Well, yeah,
that was good. That was a great match.
So you're saying
we won't get into it too far, but yeah, I think you know where I'm going with that. But look, for me, this WrestleMania was not chopped liver. Yeah, I think 40. I don't know. The 41 was the worst, but WrestleMania 9 was pretty bad. 41 was pretty bad. I'm not even that big a fan of WrestleMania 1. And 2.
That was the first one. They had to figure it out.
Yeah, 4 it is.
Well, 2 was the one with all the satellite things where they were doing it in like 3 different places, right? That was the one that was kind of like WrestleMania 3 really was like hit the stride. But
I guess Byron really wants to put this on the show.
What does he want to put on the show? I don't pay.
He got headlocked by Thunder.
Oh, I guess we can put it on the show.
Wrench it in.
Do you have it? Do you want me to get it?
You.
I hope you looked it onto it.
WrestleMania was one giant commercial with some wrestling breaks, is what it was for me. Like
the commercial made it really bad.
They're putting it behind a paywall. and then I think the night one was like 12 minutes less for commercials, but then you're watching matches and like it literally looks like sometimes they're doing these moves where they sit there and stand in the camera there, and then like right down the middle is like, hey, here's some tequila or whatever, and it just sits there with no action in the ring for like 3 seconds while they're just honed in on it.
It's vodka, bro.
Vodka, sorry.
Yeah.
And
it's a Russian
for me,
vodka.
It's like you know, for it has to lose at least some stars or something for the amount of commercials they had. I mean,
well, what was it? They were pretty even in timing, man. Like the amount of matches and the duration of the matches, and what was it? It was only just a little bit more in match
12
time.
minutes.
Over
12 minutes.
Yeah, that's what's crazy to me.
I don't know.
Behind a paywall.
I don't know how you guys saw it, right? But for me, it was like it will tell you 8 ads ahead. Like, you know, one out of 8.
They're just giving us a time countdown.
I just got to watch,
I got that on my regular TV, but not on my computer. Oh my God, WrestleMania 11 really was bad. Jesus Christ.
No,
Diesel defeats Shawn Michaels.
1 out of 8, and then a timer. So I knew for a fact that I have to watch 8.
I just got to watch a Hulk Hogan documentary. That was great.
I think there was a 45-minute. I think there was like at least 45 minutes between the end of the Liv Stephanie match and the start of the Randy Cody match, because you had that Bianca Belair announcement. I mean, it was just like, what is going on? I just want
Danhausen's impromptu knot match.
Also,
well, okay, so let's do this. Bear, it's your birthday.
Yeah,
I will never, ever do this again. I'm going to give you the last word on Brock Lesnar and WrestleMania 42.
I think it, you know, the commercials really killed it. The Brock thing was great. The Brock thing was great to start off night 2 after night 1 sucked. You know, night 2 had some really good, interesting things on it. I legit thought they were going to put Oba, Javon, and Trick over. I thought they were going to do the whole next gen thing, and they did 2 of the 3. So that was good, you know. And then Punk and Roman had a fantastic match. You know, I hate to say it about CM Punk, but I'm glad Roman won. I'm curious to see what they're doing with the bloodline stuff, because there's part of me that just gets back to, all right, they're going back to the well, but it worked when it worked. So we'll see where it goes. It was probably I hate to say like a C+, but that's it would be like in the solid B's to B+ if the commercials, but the commercials seriously take a whole fucking letter grade off, man.
Yeah.
Like
that's reasonable.
That's like a thing, man. Like, and even at a B and a B+ for WrestleMania is bad, but you know, it's I could forgive some of it if they cut about, you know, maybe at least.
How is this shit going to be archived? Is it going to be archived with the commercials?
I don't know.
I don't know, because like
without the commercials, it would just be a regular one night WrestleMania.
Do you know? I think like
it'd be a one night Tony Khan show, 13 matches. He's done that before.
Yeah,
it would have been 0 hour.
Yeah.
If they had done it at night, I think doing it during the daytime too took away a lot of the spectacle with entrances, like, you know, Urbers with the demons. Like, it just took away a lot of the mystique of those spectacles as well. I don't know.
Why was he so early? Isn't Las Vegas one of those night cities?
Because it's Sunday night and kids got school, man.
And the roof as well. The roof has got lit and sunlight.
Even on Saturday, it was crazy.
It's a TVPG show. No, it went later on Saturday. It went much later on Saturday.
Yeah, it was dark out.
TVPG show for the kids, man. You got to end early on Sunday.
Roof, man.
And don't get me wrong, because I think that's smart, because people complain when Tony Khan has these fucking pay-per-views that go off at 12:31 in the morning. You know? El Grande Americano, yes, the Venti Americano, as we like to call him here, Mill, is absolutely the new Penta for me.
That's what's crazy, man.
In what way? I'm curious.
In the way that he makes me excited about Lucha Libre, even though some creepy skinny German guy.
He's Mexican for us, so we don't care.
He is Mexican now, man. He's I don't know. It's something about it is just entertaining, and I just love to watch it. All right. I did not watch AEW. I'm going to be very transparent about that, but I've been reading some recaps and the boys caught me up a little bit and I've seen a couple of highlights. Yeah, he's beyond over, but he so deserves it. You know why he deserves it? Because he entertains us. And at the end of the day, that's really all I want. I want to be entertained. I want to come back to your shows. All right. Let's talk a little bit about AEW. First, I want to get into the Darby thing. We barely touched it last week.
Where's me?
And obviously he is still champion. And from what I can tell, he's barely got any reason to actually still be alive. Why
Yeah,
is this guy
he's
so
gonna probably
insane?
die
That's
by the
every
end of this
Darby match.
run. Somebody said.
Dude, he's gonna die on
Yeah.
this run. I think he's gonna die with the belt in this. Somebody's gonna have to kill him to take that belt off.
I don't think you can kill him. He's like the
I
Robert
feel
man.
like
You
he's
can't
not
kill him.
really leaving many other options. What?
And then he's gonna be the Crow Darby.
Yeah.
So I guess
that would
our
actually be
baby
cool.
question of the week is
That would be dope.
Darby Allin going to survive his own title run?
I don't know. That was a pretty crazy match.
The fact he's alive
And now he's got
man.
Brody next
Like-
week. He's got Brody. Him and Brody always have some just like hard matches. You know, him and Brody were the ones that started that like hang him over the ring side of the ring thing that people.
How old is Darby? Just out of curiosity, how old is he? Right,
30s,
just curious.
early 30s.
30s, you reckon? Early 30s?
Yeah.
Fuck, and he's not walking like Terry Funk already. Like that's crazy to me, man. Like he's taken so many bumps in the fact that
I mean, he
moves
is
like the way does.
he is putting
33.
himself in baby funk category.
Literally.
I mean, he's
like,
he reminds me of Mick Foley in a lot of
33,
ways.
you know, that's the age of Christ dying. So who knows?
I mean, I worry he's gonna have a Mick Foley career. That's the thing with Darby for me that concerns me. It's not so much that I think he's gonna get really wickedly hurt here, but I mean, like, how many
But you
stair
know
bumps and
what?
things
I
like can you
look
do
at
that
Mick Foley-
before you just have
Mick
to
Foley's a
retire?
legend, though, dude. Like
I
he's a
look
legend.
at
That's
Mick
insane.
Foley, and he's even a little bit more. He was a bigger guy.
Yeah.
Darby, it's sort of a smaller.
Yeah, but
person.
like
he
but
will
you
probably
look at-
break earlier.
Look,
That's
he's
what
like
I'm
Chris
look
Right,
at
man.
Spike Dudley, and Dudley took a bunch of nasty bumps too, and now he sells real estate. And
he was a
walks.
ragdoll, dude. He was absolute
You know,
ragdoll.
I mean, I think
I'm
there's
just
something
so
to be
happy
said
I've seen
about-
that guy get thrown 40 feet.
He's like a dart. Like
You know, I think there's an art to falling. I think sometimes being a little smaller probably helps a little bit. I mean, look at Rey Mysterio. I mean, Rey Mysterio is God knows how old now. I mean, like,
He's just a maroon. Tony, do we have to play this without the audio?
Yeah, that's what I think there's the song, right? Isn't there a song on it?
I don't know. I will find out before I play
I
it.
thought so. That's what I
did he
muted
edit it or is
Muted.
this like
Huh?
raw footage? Is this
is-
raw?
This is just somebody sent me the video. I think this is Jimmy sending the video.
Did we get this from TMZ? TMZ get this in the house?
Yeah,
Jimmy Z.
QBC. No, that's Do you get TMZ over there? Come on.
Yeah, of course we do. We're not that freaking.
No, the audio's safe.
outdated, man. Like-
Oh, the audio's safe. No, I
The
mean,
audio's safe.
come on. I'm the Mexican one.
Yeah,
Don't
what do
get
you guys get out in Australia anyways? Like besides like snakes and spiders, do you get
They're
kangaroo.
not
to
snakes and
Did
spiders.
you guys
They're
see Game of
snakes and
Thrones? Are you
spiders.
guys caught up to Game of Thrones yet?
What's Game of Thrones, man? We probably won't get there for another 10 years, mate. What are you on about? Like, we just got the brand new hit over here. Cheers. Turn back.
Do the
time.
toilets
Bang,
actually
absolutely.
flush the wrong way?
Yeah, they do. We tested this theory, and apparently they do. I never really noticed it, but here we are.
All right, so
Wait,
this
come
is
on.
why Byron decided not to show up to work today, because he's
Yeah.
hanging out
Oh,
with
squeeze
Thunder.
hard.
Oh, see, now the video doesn't have audio, and I'm still demonetizing. It's great.
No.
So,
I expect there to be a spill from this, like my TK.
Is that ring regulation size or what?
Oh no.
8x8.
for Byron, that's not even 8x8. That's not even 6x6. If Byron lies down, his head and his feet are coming out both sides.
I love the fact
Low blow!
Low blow. They want to
Low
give him a low blow.
Low
I think that's Jimmy screaming, right?
That sounds like Jimmy. Jimmy is also there. Now, what is this activation, Tony? What are they selling me here?
Okay, so this is Apple TV.
Screenshot it.
Marcos got money
Wrench it.
Ah, somebody
Harder.
screenshot that.
There we go. There's no nut shot in this. Why did I
Oh.
even bother playing this? We need more nut shots.
We want blood.
This is
Tables.
Apple TV's- Apple TV.
I want a
got
Byron
money trouble.
photo.
You want Byron's photo? It's actually
I
like a
wanted
6-second video that they're doing.
Some
on a
thumbtacks would have been
VHS
good.
thing.
So in this activation, you get to get beat up by Thunder, or is this just a special privilege that Byron got?
No, this is the point of this. People are lining up to get beat up by Thunder for about 6 seconds.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that was in the menu. You can pick from a. I think I sent you that too.
I'm sure Jimmy probably will send us a better video than this.
Yeah, this is downloaded from Instagram, so it's
No, I just mean that whatever Jimmy did in the ring with his very valuable time with a former AEW champion.
Hold on. I got the actual video. Wow,
Yeah, somebody's got a DSLR there. There's some 4K footage of this.
Well, it's okay. I'll send it to you. It's not really it's just a slow motion version of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's like
so I can enjoy Byron getting. Look,
we speed ramp that.
I'm a little upset because I feel like if Byron had said, "I'm Justin's co-host," with as angry as she is at me right now, we would have gotten a little more vim and vigor out of that particular headlock. But Byron, of course, probably chickened out of representing for me. And now
he's not even wearing the shirt. He was supposed to wear an MMM
off the air. That's what I'm gonna get.
He didn't wear the merch.
He was supposed to wear the merch. I don't think he's wearing it.
He should have been holding some shampoo in there too.
Damn right, he's not champion too.
Did you get the other video?
I haven't gotten it yet. But speaking of shampoo,
how much would we have to pay Thunder to do the headlock in the ring and do an Ohm face ad at the same time?
We
like
need to talk about
Justin
that.
in a headlock.
I don't know.
I just like doing this. Byron was supposed to do the read tonight too. That friggin' guy. Video just came through. You know what's on the back of the video?
He was supposed to record a whole bunch of stuff. Oh my god!
You know what's on the
back? Is that the results?
Yeah, that's the results of what you didn't do. We'll talk about that, but I don't even know where the copy is for this month. Do I even still have it?
Rusev.
Oh yeah,
thought Rusev was gonna do it.
Look, they send me all this nice stuff because I don't even really need it though, because I know what the products do. This month we're talking about 2-in-1. And there's a reason why this is important. This is 2 things for your hair, 1 bottle. Yeah. Ohm Face 2-in-1 shampoo. You're lazy. Be honest with yourself, people. You're watching a wrestling podcast after you already watched AEW, most likely. After you watched probably 17 hours of Wrestlemania this past weekend. And let's be honest. When you take that shower, do you want to use 3 different bottles of stuff? No.
Not me.
You want 1 bottle, 1 solution for your hair. It's right there in the Ohm Face 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Ohm Face offers fortifying, thickening, strengthening in a 2-in-1 shampoo. These are the things that you need. That ratty little thin hair that you got, you want to fortify it. The scalp moisturizing that goes on here, that's on another level, okay? It's a 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner formulated to combat hair loss and reduce thinning, which some of us need, but we won't talk about it. It gently exfoliates the scalp, which honestly is the best part to me. Improves the circulation, which gives you those little brain tingles there, and reduces irritation to boost growth, thickness, and density. This is a big bottle, too. This is a 500 milliliter bottle. It's clinically tested, hypoallergenic, formulated without parabens and sulfates, non-comedogenic, non-stripping, certified cruelty-free, gluten-free, Natural DHT blockers to fight against hair loss. It supports hair regrowth, volumizes, adds shine, and delivers essential nutrients. It is the perfect solution for dryness, dandruff, thinning hair, hair loss, itchy scalp, damaged hair, oily hair. And it's great for color-treated hair too. It's not going to wash out your color-treated hair. So if you went manic panic purple last week, don't worry. You can still go to the rave with Bear and not fuck up your dye job. Okay, important stuff. Right there. It's the Home Face 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Now I got to give you my radio voice because I got to do the important part. Home Face offers the best-in-class skin, hair, and body care solutions for men. Powered by K-Beauty Technology, Home Face products are 100% vegan, Leaping Bunny certified cruelty-free, and crafted with clean, skin-friendly ingredients. For a limited time, add our promo code MMM20, that's MMM20, to get 20% off and free shipping. Elevate your grooming routine and experience the Home Face difference today. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got that Home Face.
Okay,
No.
face some love.
And
one more time, though. You got that Home Face. Okay, good times, good times. I'm sorry. I like doing the Home Face reads. They're fun. So what are we going to talk about? Oh, we're going to talk about this MJF thing. Where's MJF fit into the grand scheme of things here? He's not going to take this belt off of Kevin Knight.
he's gonna take it, man.
I hope not.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they're building Knight up, man. Knight looks like Knight has been looking money, man, and they're giving him mic time, and he's killing it on the mic. He went toe to toe with MJF tonight, and like I bought it, man.
Bear, let me ask you a question. If you could ask Kevin Knight one thing right now about his future with this championship, what would it be? What would you ask Kevin Knight? Yeah.
Yeah, let's say you have Kevin Knight and right up in front of you. What will you ask him?
When does his tag team partner get a shot at it?
I love it. I love this question. Keep it in mind.
Because I think it's interesting. Because I think it's interesting, and I think they're going to go somewhere with that at some point, maybe. And he's definitely going to get a shot against them. And
do you think he can beat MJF though? MJF's a crafty motherfucker from.
I don't know where they're going with this, but well, MJF's never held the TNT title, so that's interesting.
Hear me out here, Bear, though, right? Hear me out. I did say to these guys beforehand. Yeah. What did Darby ask of MJF if he wanted a shot at the title? He said, "You're going to bring me something. You're going to put something on the line that's worthwhile, right?" So, like, if that's that title, I'm just saying that might be his way to get a shot at the title. I know it doesn't sort of make sense, but it does make sense in a way too. So, just another angle. Just keep that in your back pocket.
No, I mean, Como out here already calling 2 weeks out with predictions here, and he might be right.
Who knows? You know what I think is funny is I'd love to know if MJF or Kevin Knight know. I bet Tony was just like, "Hey guys, we're gonna do a thing," and they're like, "Cool." He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. Come to work and like Kevin Knight's days may be numbered and he might not know it, or Kevin Knight might be champion this time next year. We don't know.
I think they're building him up. What is interesting though is they have given him a bunch of really short title reigns. Because he's had 2 trios belts for like a week, twice. And so, like, I guess it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility.
But no, the first time they had them for a while because Hangman Page had a chance to have like 3 solo matches while they were trios champions or something. No, I like that, and
the only reason they kept the other ones long enough was because Mystico.
They had a great weekend with Mystico.
Yeah.
That could be a crazy claim to fame though, like you just said, Tony. Like just push him and just win a whole heap of belts real quickly. Win him, drop him, and he could that's his claim to fame.
Hey, if he loses the TNT and then he goes and get the Inter whatever champion whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
That'll be very cool, right? Like I'm just saying.
I
and
mean,
then,
it's already pretty cool that he's like a
I
three-time
don't-
champion in the
I don't
course
know
of
what the
1
names of the
month.
titles are.
And that's what I'm saying.
You know,
like,
he
all
could
these
be
titles,
he could
but
be a Grand Slam champion in AEW.
quickest one
in
ever.
6 months.
Quickest one ever. Quickest one ever.
How are you even a Grand Slam champion at AEW right now? Like, what is
There's
the
a
category?
couple. Well, there's the originals because it sucks now because there's too many belts. But back in the day, you had like your AEW championship, your TNT championship, and your tag team belt, and that was cool.
That was
And
it.
then they added,
And that was the original WWE Grand Slam. Was you had the world title, the intercontinental title, and the tag title. That was it. If you did that, you were a Grand Slam champion. Now it's like, I had the Ring of Honor Pure Championship, the International Championship before it was the Continental title, and I had the women's tag belt. So I'm a Grand Slam champion.
Well, it was like, what was that at the end of the Intercontinental? John Cena never held the Intercontinental, and Dom had it, and that was interesting.
So in
'cause,
theory,
like,
the only
Right.
Grand Slam champion at AEW is Kenny.
yeah,
Oh, Kenny Omega.
Because he is international champion, world champion,
did he have a TNT run?
world tag team champion, AEW trios, and a triple crown.
No TNT though.
No
No
TNT.
TNT then.
But I guess
But
the Intercontinental
after.
works as the TNT.
Sure, a mid card belt.
Yeah, the mid card belt. Yeah.
Even though there's no
he
mid-card
had one
belts,
of
that
several
doesn't exist.
mid-card belts. Coma, you've gone full robot again, I believe.
Como bot.
I believe you've gone to the robot.
Como bot.
Terrible.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I'm excited about it. I gotta tell you, Kevin Knight is one of the nicest, most humble people around. And Mike Bailey is one of the most interesting characters in all of wrestling. That's what I can tell you. And hopefully they'll stop by here and tell us all about it one of these days in the very near future. Hint, hint.
No, I'm excited for Kevin Knight, man, because he
Check you later.
I didn't really follow much of him, and he came in and he's looked really good, but like the mic time that they've given him has been impressive. Like he's killed it on the mic, and that's something that I don't think I've seen out of him in the first year that he was here.
Byron and I had a conversation when Kevin Knight just showed up, and it was like, damn, it sucks that this guy came to AEW. We felt bad for him. We're like, man, he's going to get used twice and then just be getting Scorpio Sky a plate in catering. Like, what are they going to do with Kevin Knight? And then Mike Bailey was coming in too. And I was like, oh God, he's one of my favorite dudes. I liked what he was doing in TNA. I love his stuff on the indies. Mike Bailey in DDT was the best. And I'm just like, oh my God, AEW is he's just going to be on Ring of Honor, and I'm going to see him wrestle like once a year when I go live, and I'm never going to catch him, right? But dude, instantly, they did a great job with both of them. It is one of the things I will give Tony Khan the full back pat for in the past year. I think the booking of those two guys, and it could have been any two guys, but I think like it showed wrestling fans like me that Tony Khan had the ability to get it right and do it his way. But there's been so many other talents squandered that piss us all off. I'm so fucking happy he got it right with these two guys, because there are no two guys that could be any more deserving in AEW of that respect. They're young guys still. I mean, but Mike's been around, bro. Mike has been around, and Kevin's put in his time too, and just to see them getting pushed and to get used, and the fact that like when Mike started cutting his very first couple of promos, they were super weird. They were so Mike Bailey. And like a lot of people were like, oh, they thought that was a mistake. To me, it was like, no. You got to give him like 3 or 4 of these. Just let people feel the Mike Bailey-ness, and then they'll start to get it. And sure enough, they did. He might still not be everyone's cup of tea, but like he's this weird, esoteric Canadian dude.
I think with TK, he gets a bad rap for guys coming in and then getting lost in the shuffle. But I think
Put the photo.
no, this isn't like necessarily. I think he gives guys a shot to sink or swim. And I think if they don't do it, you don't really get a second shot. But if you do, you're there for a while, because there's plenty of guys that have come in and done really well. And when they've done well, like the Swerves, the Tonys, the Mike Baileys, the Kevin Knights of the world, the Teklas, there's people that come in and they from off the bat, they get a hot start. And I think if you're coming into AEW, you better lay it all on the line when you come in and get over. Because I think if you don't get over, you don't really necessarily ever get like a real good shot at doing it again. And I think some of these people that you're talking about came in and they kind of were so with their debuts, and they kind of then do get lost in the shuffle.
I mean, I think you look, if you're smart, you do your homework. And I don't really feel bad for the people that don't do their homework. Tony Khan likes a certain thing. You got to be able to talk your wrestling. You got to be able to know wrestling. You got to be there for the art of wrestling. And if you can't go into Tony Khan's office and make him feel like you are there for the art of wrestling, give up now. It doesn't even have to be necessarily his version, but of course he prefers it when people like his version, because it's like it's his company. And if you recognize his vision and you understand his vision, he's going to be down with you. That's just it. It's not rocket science. You want to push from Tony Khan? Don't come in there and act like you're the next best thing for wrestling. Act like wrestling is the next best thing for you.
Yeah.
It's that simple. It really is. Tony Khan has 200 people on his roster. The simple fact of the matter is there's not a single person there where Tony Khan will walk in backstage and say, I need you, unless he feels like you represent his vision. It doesn't matter how big you were. Doesn't matter if you had some huge WWE run. Doesn't matter. He's got money. He needs people who see his vision in his mind.
You guys know, I mentioned this a couple of weeks back that I hang out with both of them in Mexico City. Kevin and Mike, like they do so much. Mike speaks almost fluent Spanish, to be honest. Like it's just a couple of things, and he has to translate from French, so it's just a little bit. But we were working on something for Kevin to say for about like half an hour, just so he could get it right. And that's a show in Mexico City to set up a different match later down the line. That kind of thing is what makes it different, because it's not on TV. It's not on AEW television, but he wanted to make sure that those people that were there for that moment got that other thing out of him. And he translated his persona, because he invited girls to the hotel. It was weird. I was like, are you married, mofo? Anyways, he tried. He just went a little extra to try to get the people entertained. And I think that's what he is over and why he's working, because other people would just do their thing and what's some catering. And I think that just shows you how much he cares about where he is, and he's conscious of where he is standing on right now. I think.
I got one comment to that Wardlow thing though that was put on the screen. Wardlow got 1,000 chances. Like I was talking about a lot of people that got one chance and then got lost in the shuffle. How many times did they bring Wardlow up and try and push him, and it just didn't work?
My problem is the fact that I feel like most of the times it did work, and then they just bailed on it for one reason or another.
Didn't he get hurt a bunch?
He got soft buried a couple of times. He got hurt once. in there. I mean, he
I
got
thought he
done
got
dirty
hurt,
a
like,
little bit.
a couple times.
But
Yeah,
also,
hurt
I don't know. Again, I don't know that Wardlow really came in feeling like he was on Team TK or that he was really on Team anybody. And especially back then, it was a very cliquey place. There was like factions. There was groups of people. And if you're not, really associated with one of them, AEW was a hard place to navigate back then. Like if you weren't down with the Young Bucks and Kenny and Hangman, or you weren't down with, the Cole MJF, crew, or Orange Cassidy and Statlander or whatever, like there was different factions. And it wasn't even that they were factions, just like these people were friends before they got there. They knew each other. They hung out together. And wrestling is different now than it used to be. After the show, it used to be everybody went to the bar. Everybody went to the hotel bar or the nearest one that was still open if you were on the East Coast, and everything was closed up at the hotel by the time the show was done. On the West Coast, you always went to the hotel bar, right? They don't do that anymore. Some dudes like go and smoke weed in a circle. Some guys are playing video games. A couple of people are still at the bar. A lot of times on the East Coast shows, the hotel bar's closed and there's nothing nearby. So it's weird. It's just weird. So AEW, I think, became more cliquey and it's also not like WWE where everyone was doing house shows and you make towns with other people in a car.
But it's kind of like, for me, the beginning of AEW reminds me a lot of like when I was in middle school, right? We had like 3 or 4 middle schools. And then when we went to high school, they all combined. And so like with WWE, it's interesting because they have an established hierarchy. They've been around for 30 years. AEW came out of nowhere. And the cliques, to me, always felt very regional. Like it felt like you had your West Coast clique. You felt like you had your kind of Northeast clique. It felt like you kind of maybe had a little bit, maybe a mid, like your Japan clique, probably, and there was some overlap, obviously, but you had that's like, it felt like where a lot of the cliques kind of came from. You had your Seattle clique, there's all these guys out of the Seattle Northwest, and it makes sense. The company's a little bit older now. There's people that have been there a lot longer. By your senior year of high school, you don't think about it in terms of what middle school you came from, And I could see where at the beginning of AEW, it makes sense. That's just the people that until you start.
It was very much like that.
And
Wardlow was a Cleveland guy who came from different promotions than most of those guys. And he had a few friends or whatever, but yeah, he wasn't really clicking out with a lot of people, So, and then there was also cliques that faded over time too. Like you did have a lot of the LA clique people, but that was really Kazarian and those guys, and they kind of faded in stature at some point. So their clique stopped really having the juice like other ones did. Hence why those guys have gone into office positions and other companies and that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's just, Wardlow is Wardlow. I like the guy. I think it's ridiculous how many AEW shows I've been to here in Cleveland where Wardlow was healthy and not on the card. It's just crazy because this town loves that dude, and maybe nowhere else in the world, but here in Cleveland, he's like a world champion. And to me, if they had put him on cards here, they would have sold 2,000 to 4,000 tickets more every time. The first time I went to AEW here in Cleveland, Wardlow, I think, was TNT champ, and he wasn't even on the main card, but they did a double taping for Collision and Dynamite, or no, it was Rampage and Dynamite at the time, or whatever, and he was on Rampage, which was just crazy to everybody in the crowd.
Who was that dude, that manager? It was like Ethan Page was in that faction, and he was like in AEW.
You're talking
like,
about the MMA guy.
Yeah, they should bring him back in and then like do an American Gladiators crossover stable.
He's weird. I talked to him about because Tyron Woodley's a friend of mine, and Tyron Woodley used to train down at his gym and up in St. Louis, and I talked to him about he's got all these belts, and he was going to be on my show Most Expensivest because he's got probably the best wrestling and MMA belt collection in the world. Like real, I think he has one of the real big gold belts. He's got,
Damn.
yeah, he's got like one of the old versions of the Burke, and he's got like 4 or 5 original UFC titles and all sorts of shit. Like he's the real belt collector. So I was trying to get him on my show, but he had just had this weird falling out with Tony or something at AEW that no one knows about. He has never talked about, but he just stopped coming. And I don't know what happened there. Huh?
Who are we talking about?
Why can't I think of his name? I'll think.
I know, right? Me either. He was a really good heel manager. I really enjoyed his time in AEW, honestly, and then he just disappeared.
Old Eamon?
Dan something?
No.
What was the table called? God, it's been so freaking long too. American something, right?
From Miami? Not Miami.
Yeah, from American Top Team, right?
American Top Team. They brought in that chick MMA fighter. Scorpio Sky was in it.
Yeah.
I was just thinking
his name in a second.
They should bring in all the
it's Lambert. Dan Lambert.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Dan Lambert.
Dan Lambert.
God,
Yeah.
I've talked to the guy on the phone like 400 times. I can't believe I couldn't remember his fucking name.
If they really wanted to push Wardlow, they should just get like the American Gladiator crossover because they brought Camilla back and they could bring in Boogs or whatever his name is from NXT.
Boogs, Rick Boogs.
Yeah, Rick Boogs, and then you could have Dan Lambert, manage him, and that would actually be kind of believable as like these like the American Gladiators, and then you could cross over with the show that has Miz.
I know, but Tony doesn't like that shit. I mean, look, you're one of Tony's fans, and even you know how entertaining that shit would be, but for some reason TK doesn't like that shit. I don't know why.
No, TK is not perfect, but that being said, like TK is gonna do TK's thing. He's gonna book a show that he wants to book, and sports entertainment is not really his thing.
But
like
for me,
he's yours though.
I enjoy the stuff that he puts out far more than WWE because he doesn't care necessarily about like how it's gonna affect the public image of something.
He cares about you though, Bear. He cares about you. That's all that matters. What did he get you for your birthday, buddy? What did TK get you for your birthday? Lots of hugs and kisses?
The MJF Kevin Knight match. Man, I'm excited for that next week.
Oh, see? Look, MJF Kevin Knight. Is that next week?
Yes.
Yeah, they faked us out. I thought it was going to be tonight, and I was like, oh, shit, he really pulling it out of the bag tonight. I hate that they have the stupid NHL. Where's Byron when you need him? Because I hate that they have the stupid NHL thing now because we get no overruns anymore. So, like,
I was panicking because I had some serious shit going on, and I saw you guys were like, let's go, no overrun. And I was like, I thought I had 20 more minutes.
Well, now it's like that the match is over at 9:00 now because they have the stupid NHL thing.
I already added the fast one, Tony. Isn't this it?
No, the slow motion one.
Yeah, that's the slow mo.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
They did a whole
screenshot. Take the screenshot.
They did a whole bunch of those. This is not the high quality one, I'm assuming.
I don't know.
It might be.
I just saw a couple of them on Thunder's.
That's great.
Instagram. So
that's way too nice to Byron.
I don't know. He looks in pain there.
He is in fact wearing the shirt. For some reason he put this freaking hockey jacket over it because he's a douchebag.
No, he's wearing a Rey Mysterio jacket. Thunder should meet him in the.
Wait. He went to a Thunder activation in a Rey Mysterio jacket and a Rey Mysterio jacket that covered up the MMMshow shirt.
Oh my God, we're gonna give him so much shit.
I'm gonna have a talk with Byron. I love Rey Mysterio.
My drop of the week.
But Byron's not the smartest alive.
He's a few bucks over.
He's just not that guy. Okay, well, guys, I think it's time. Do you think it's time?
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I want to talk about pops and drops.
Pops and drops. Pop.
Who's got something bad to say about wrestling?
Me.
Give me a drop, Bear. Come on, it's your birthday. You got to have
Oh,
hated
God.
something this week.
Yeah, 100%. That's whatever the hell night one was of WrestleMania. If you're gonna have a 2-night WrestleMania, you can't treat night one like SmackDown, you know. And like you also don't give me fucking half a show of commercials if you put it behind a paywall. God, I'm
gonna tell you. I'm gonna piggyback right on that. So night one, I had 9 people in my house to watch wrestling.
Oof, rough.
Some
Never
of these
night
people
one.
never actually pay
That's good.
attention to any of this shit. You want to guess how many people were back in my house the next day?
3.
More. Really?
Yes, that's how you lose. It was 4, and then somebody.
That's how you lose the casuals.
Yeah, that it was 4, and then
Thank
somebody
you.
was like, "You know what? No, I'm not doing this. I'm going to do something with my Sunday."
That was me. I had to watch the highlights because I was just like, man, night one really sucked. I
yeah,
watched
it
the
was-
stuff on ESPN, and then I was like, all right, I gotta go do some other stuff.
It was really bad, guys. It was terrible.
I didn't feel like sitting through another night of commercials, man. Like it was too much. That I don't care how good the wrestling was on night 2. Was the commercials? Was it just as equally as commercial filled?
I don't know, but I'm really. I
Didn't
think,
feel like it.
Okay.
Maybe
'Cause
we
it
got
felt-
used to it a little bit, but I feel like it was less.
Or maybe the matches were just
wasn't.
better, and
The
so it
numbers
just
were
wasn't
yeah,
like
matches
It was
were
also a
boring
shorter
matches
show.
and then commercials.
I think it was also a shorter
one
show,
match.
so we got less. There was less matches, but I feel like there was also more in broadcast advertising on the second night. But I think that's better. It's like if you need corporate
Yes.
sponsors or whatever, like give me wrestlers selling products in the show, or do some backstage stuff, or like
Sure.
Big E is taking a
100%.
bite out of a Snickers, whatever the fuck you got to do for me, or give me some picture in picture so I still feel like I'm part of the event.
You know what? I remember when I was like, "Do you think the WrestleMania thinks they're the Super Bowl?" And then you said, "Yeah,
Yes.
they're not, because if they were, you'd be getting some actual fucking commercials."
Well,
Like,
the
if
cool
they're
thing
gonna
about the
have,
Super
like,
Bowl
that
is
many
people make
commercials-
commercials specifically for the event. So they're
Yeah,
entertaining.
when WrestleMania gets to the point where people are specifically making commercials for that, we can have that conversation.
They
But
did,
they were.
they did, but it was maybe a 30th of the commercials were geared specifically towards wrestling audiences. They're not to the point where every sponsor is doing that.
No, and it should be, because there was some terrible commercials. Like I was getting like some senior citizen medication commercials and stuff.
You
Like
always
it wasn't
get those.
even like your Stacker 2 commercials, man.
Decenio,
At least you
McKimby.
got it, mate. At least
I
you
miss
got it.
your gas station
You got a
boner
choice, at least.
pills commercials, Like
Right.
I don't need some made up drug name.
I miss
Philanthropy.
the ECW on TNN days. Those were the
Alinsula.
best commercials ever.
Yeah.
They were only geared towards 18-year-old boys. It was amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Coma, what's your drizzy op?
I want to talk about a young fella named Hulk Hogan. I've had enough of fucking Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan has become my new LA Knight, man. Like, I don't know
You
where
guys
to go
do
with
not
this, man, but-
understand the torture that Coma went through, because he did not get commercials. He
Went
got
through,
the
going through
same
still.
Hogan promos over and over again. Like, he got ass rammed by Terry Bollea the entire weekend. Every time we would go into one of these breaks, Coma would just be like, "Oh, I hate Hulk Hogan."
Oh God, man. Well, honestly, like, it was that bad. I would have contemplated weighing it up with a conversation with LA Knight. Would have been probably as brutal, man. I don't know what would be worse, but- yeah.
I will officially, Rebecca, because you have suggested it, I will officially quadruple Coma's current salary of $0.
Is that in USD?
You're gonna
Is
get-
that buff
He now
or
gets
yen?
4 times more of 0.
Thank you.
Como
I
gets the
appreciate
final word tonight.
But Coma, let me tell you this. No bullshit, though. No bullshit, brother. First of all, thank you, because I couldn't have done it without you, without going completely insane. Second
Nah,
of all,
it's all right.
if you use code MMM20, you can get 20% off and free shipping if you have a friend here in America that you can ship it to.
Friends.
Tony, what is your drop? Are you sticking with the piggyback, or you got another Drizop?
I don't know. Yeah, it's just it's a
Don't
big
don't do it.
of bullshit.
Don't do that.
On I don't know.
Drizop.
I don't know. I think that was it. I think just WrestleMania in general, and a little bit of Monday night. Monday night was also bad, right? Like he wasn't great.
You guys were on Raw dogging.
I thought they did okay with it. It was what but here's the thing. It was so close to literally what I said in our Instagram DM was gonna happen when Bear and I were talking about like the day before or whatever. I was like, yeah, you're gonna get, a bow and a wave from Oba. You're gonna get Roman at the end. I also thought you would get Roman and Oba face off possibly. I figured you'd get a little Braun action, maybe a little tribute Brock stuff, but like it was so what I expected. The things I didn't expect on Monday that I really liked were Ethan Page and Sol Ruca. And I thought that was great. That was the time for call-ups. Now that's my drop. We can go right into my drop. My drop is Sol Ruca getting dropped. My drop is literally a drop. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hated that whole sequence. I didn't like how slow Zarya did it. I thought Zarya was fucking horrible in that scene.
It was dragged out. It was really dragged out.
I think she did a great job on the first half of that scene. Like Zarya was really selling it and like Sol, don't drop her on her ass thing or whatever. But then once you turn around and you do the turn on her, I don't know if she was instructed to do it that way or was trying to feel the crowd out, but it went terribly. Like you wanted to turn around, you set up the spot, you whisper in the girl's ear, you give her the hug, and you push her off. Like then the whole crowd would have been like, oh, and instead what we got was that crowd went dead silent. Because I thought Sol Ruca was dead, and maybe she is. I don't know.
They didn't explain.
The double table spot hasn't, like, two side-by-side tables, not stacked, but two side-by-side table. I've seen it go wrong so many times, and I talked about it earlier in the show, but it's still my drop. It is one of my biggest pet peeves. I hate that spot. If you can't do it through one table, don't do it. Don't do it.
Stacking it from that height, man. Maybe cushioned it a little bit better.
And the fall was big, but also coming off the bandstand at Lucha Underground, I saw Thunder Rosa and Sammy Guevara do a Spanish fly off the top of that thing. Like you can do these bumps, guys. There's safe ways to do it if you do it with the right people. You plan it out right, and you know what you're doing. Sol did not know how to take that fall. She didn't go back far enough. She was blind. It's up to Zarya in that moment to give her the right momentum. They should be, I hope, and they probably did, but I hope you run over it with a bag a bunch of times. But the biggest problem is running over it with a bag doesn't tell you where the break in the two tables is. So Sol goes fully middle back through the first table, which is great. Great table break, except the entire back of her head gets clipped by the second table that doesn't budge at all.
Yeah. Doesn't move.
This girl just had the biggest moment of her career on Monday night. She's on the main roster. You're invested in her. People already want to see her versus Jade or Rhea Ripley or whatever. People are already talking about Sol Ruca in future WrestleManias. Everybody was hyped on her on Monday night. And then you go and kill her for a dumb spot on Tuesday just to finish some story that nobody cares about anymore? No, that's a drop. That's some bullshit. That's a drop.
On her head.
Yeah, it was really stupid.
Literally. The Matt Hardy.
Yeah. All right.
I got one.
So now I got to say something good. Pop of the week. It's still Oba going over Brock. It's going to stay Oba going over on Brock. It's amazing. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Don't know where they go from here. Me and Bear completely disagree on some of the things, but the one thing I will not disagree with Bear on, happy birthday, motherfucker, is that that was excellent. That made me enjoy my WrestleMania weekend. It made me have a good time watching the rest of the show that day. It made me not nitpick a bunch of stuff. It made me, for 1 minute, believe in wrestling, and that's all I need. Every now and then, I just need Oba versus Brock.
That was enough for you to get hard for the demon later on, wasn't it?
Yeah, man.
That was the precursor.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so I have a couple of
okay. Go for it.
Dominic Mysterio. I what he came out with the
New crop. That new crop of guys, man. He's in there. People don't talk about him like that, but dude, Dominic is
we
star.
talked about him like that, especially earlier in the year. Like he got a little overshadowed in the whole WrestleMania of it all because we knew Demon was going to beat him. But
belt though, man.
And shout out to Masked Republic, our homies and one of our corporate overlords from our Lucha Central days, Kevin Kleinrock, and his homie Ruben that run Masked Republic. They provided those luchadors that Dominic came out with, all real luchadors, smaller up and coming guys, indie luchadors, unsigned guys. That's great. Anytime you're the guy that's walking in 20 new talents through the front door of WWE to be on WrestleMania, even if it's a gimmick and they're wearing Dom's hoods or whatever, that's a big deal, man. Those guys are doing God's work out there. They got some events coming up. I'm going to try to get Kevin to swing by the show and promote their Masked Mania events coming up. But that was so cool that those guys that came out with Dominic were provided by one of our homies.
You guys know that I don't ever buy anything. Actually, I didn't buy the hat. That was a gift. But I got this. This is how much I care now. I got a little. It's not part of the hat. It's actually a pin. It's actually. Yeah. So yeah. I love everything about that. That was pretty cool. I think he's gonna. I mean, the match that he's gonna have with Finn in Mexico is gonna be amazing. I cannot wait for that. I think that's gonna be great. And then also Daniel, who was supposed to make his debut, he said that I should put over Stardom Dream Queendom that's happening this weekend. Is that correct? I don't know if it's that's what the name of the event is. But yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, Stardom Dream Queendom. Yeah. So there's gonna be a lot of pretty cool matches. Megan Bain is gonna probably be champion over there. He told me to put that over. I don't follow.
It should be actually a great card.
Yeah, it seems like it's a great card. It has a whole bunch of very interesting matches.
Look, it all happened this week. Also, big pop to everybody who performed WrestleMania week out in Vegas. There was a ton of great stuff. I'm still catching up on certain matches. I just watched Ladies Night out, which was amazing. And I heard our friend Thunder Rosa had a lot to do backstage too. And the girls were very responsive to a big pep talk she gave.
Stardom All-Star Grand Queendom. That's
Queendom.
A big
there it is. Grand Queendom.
Jesus.
And also I gotta throw in another quick drop to Josh Barnett on giving up Bloodsport. I don't know what happened there. Maybe that's I do, weird. But I'm not talking about it because I don't know all of the facts. But it seems like Josh got to a point where he had enough reasons to walk away. I don't know that event will necessarily die, but Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, as we know it, is done. Cross might be doing a version of it. Lauderdale might be doing a version of it still. It might even still be called Bloodsport, but the version of the event as we know it, it seems like is gone. So that's kind of a drop. That was kind of a sad moment for a lot of people. And I don't even think Barnett expected it. I think Barnett was just kind of like, yeah, guys, this is the last one, blah, blah, blah. And everyone was like, no, what are you talking about? You can't take away our stuff. And he went on Ariel Helwani's show and kind of said, like, you know, the indie wrestling world isn't exactly where he saw this property living, where he saw this idea living and thriving. And the way he said it says a lot about what the issues there were. I mean, it's hard. like booking a show is hard, people, and it's wrestling promoters on the indies are carnies, and also the ones that are genuine people like Josh who are not carnies are still dealing with carnies, and it's like you're dealing with other promoters stealing your talent, you're dealing with talent wanting to get paid a certain amount, you're dealing with Brett and GCW not wanting to pay a certain amount, you're dealing with time slots and other venues and where you can put the show on. And I think for Josh, he imagined it being more like DDT is in Japan, of like, yeah, we want to be this smaller offshoot that's well respected and well attended and easy to work with, and we pay guys good. And like Josh had the ideal version in his mind. And I think, you know, you're going to WrestleCons and Mania weeks and planning your shows and trying to, I don't think it was quite what Josh thought it was cracked up to be. So sad to see it go. Coma, do you have a pop?
Yo. Yeah, I do actually. I want to steer a little bit away from the mainstream here for a bit, and just want to give, this will be probably mixed reviews here, but shout outs to El Vampiro for his retirement match in JCW over the weekend.
I thought I saw that.
Yeah,
wait
man,
a minute. Wait.
No.
Vampiro retired again?
Yeah, again. It's like,
does he have to retire from every promotion there is?
Yeah, he's on his retirement tour.
I don't even think he finished his second NWA retirement.
Look,
he's on a tour.
The thing you've got to remember is his memory's not quite that great, right? So he's forgetting that he's probably retired.
The thing you got to remember is that Vampiro says his memory's not that great. Just saying.
Oh, I think you're getting work, mate. I think you're getting work. All right. Like,
Vampiro's bringing up
Vampiro's unreal
stuff to Justin from years ago.
Dude, he's still
look, it is what it is, man. Vampiro retired on this show 3 years ago already. So, or was it 4? I don't even know how long ago it was.
Hey, look, it made me smile, right, man. The fact that he still picked up Big Vito and put him in a nail in the coffin.
You said that wrong, Daniel. He still needed retirement money, is what that should say.
Did you see Vito get into a fight with a fan, Coma?
Oi, that guy that he got into a fight with, he was running his mouth so hard on the internet, man, for ages. He was picking fights with every which way wrestler, and whether that was work or not, I don't care. The guy had a head like a bulldog chewing on a wasp. He deserved to get his head.
We need to go back to the days where it was okay for wrestlers to beat people's asses. Like this stuff with these people getting harassed in hotels and shit, and it's just like, man, I remember going to the ECW arena when I was a teenager. And like, I tried to say something to Raven one night, and I just got the chest push. It was like I was bugging him. He was in the middle of a conversation. It was totally rude on my part. I was a punk kid or whatever, and I just wanted to big him up, you know. But I was out the back door, and I was there, and I was around some talent or whatever. And Raven just like pushed me, and I went up against the wall, and like it was hard. And at the same time, like I've talked to Raven after that and whatever, but it's like, that's how it was back then. And if I had really, really bothered him, he would just swung on me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm not saying that, you know, wrestlers should just go around beating up people willy-nilly, but at the same time, like, where do people get off? And like, and how do you get them in line? Like, I was a punk kid and I didn't know the rules at the time. And that was part of how I learned the rules. And I think some other lower level talent was just like, hey kid, like you're cool, but like also don't bother the boys when they're doing
You still see it though. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, the old school like interviews where you see somebody, you know, wrestling's fake, like an interview, and the guy will turn around and go, "Was this fake?" You know, and punch him in the head or slap him in the face, you know, and it rocks him really hard. It's like that's still relevant today. You see it a lot with people that want to criticize, you know, wrestling for what it is, and then question it, and then the wrestlers will just go like, you know, like, you just don't understand it, man, and for what it is, it's so much more than what you're calling it.
I know, but and like the rules have changed too.
But wait, this guy, if you had followed, not that I follow this guy, but he would pop up on my algorithm, and I would give him shit for it too, man, because he would pay out every single wrestler. He comment says, "Hey, that's my fucking saying. Thank you, appreciate you."
Common sense.
Vito put a few into him, man. If you watch the video, man.
Yeah,
make something of that. Trademark that.
That's the thing now. Common sense.
Coma
sense. They ain't making dollars, they ain't making coma sense. Yeah, that's for sure.
There you go.
But,
I got a lawyer. I can help you with the trademarking.
Trademark that.
I don't know, but see, it also goes both ways because these wrestlers don't live kayfabe anymore. They are more friendly. Like I was taught by, Paul London and other guys, like always to shake hands. Like once I started being a little on the inside, and it wasn't even that I was on the inside, not a worker, never claimed to be, but I was smartened up, by some of the boys. And I learned like, look, if you're smartened up, you got to let people know you're smartened up or get the fuck out of the room. It's that simple to the old guys. And it was like, you come in, you shake hands, you acknowledge the presence, you say who you are. Do not expect somebody to know who you are. You introduce yourself. That's your responsibility. They know who they are. They don't know who you are.
It's funny. You know what? I just realized how much also like culturally, like that's just the way. I mean, I'm not saying you guys aren't dedicated. That's not what I'm saying. But that's just culturally who we are over here, right?
Right.
So that immediately saves me a lot of like growing pains when I'm in places that I need to be, formal and introduce myself. That's just the way that I.
Yeah, you just do it. But over here, people don't do that crap anymore because they think there's somebody. These fans that are approaching these guys think they're somebody, and it's like, dude. Okay, you got a podcast. I got a podcast. I don't do that. And my podcast has been here for 10 years. How long you been doing yours, buddy? Like, how many guests have you had on? What have you done? And why do you think that Randy Orton gives a crap even if you've had on 20 amazing guests? Like, you're nobody. Stop thinking you can harass these guys in the hotel for whatever it is that you want or some memorabilia or for, like, you didn't go to their table. They were signing. And yes, there's some complaints that because the WWE signings were so limited and so price restrictive and whatnot, that is pushing people to harass talent when they see them at the hotels. That's BS. They would have
done it anyways.
It's BS. I mean, if they're out of your price range, guess what? They're out of your price range. That even more so means that they're too big a celebrity for you to be pushing up on them. And maybe this is because I lived in LA too. Like in LA, there's a common rule that you understand. Like famous people, you need them as part of the economy and the culture in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But this is where they live. This is where their children are. Like my kids did karate with Christina Ricci's kids, Michael Jackson's kids, Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon's kids, Lou Diamond Phillips' kids, tons of famous people's kids. Those people would be sitting right next to me sometimes. And yes, you would chat them up, but I would chat them up like another parent of a kid at karate school. That's how you treat them because it's LA and it's like this unwritten rule. Like when I'm sitting there talking to Christina Ricci, I'm not talking to her about her latest project. I'm talking to her about, hey, it's really cool. My daughter's teaching your daughter. My daughter's your kid's senpai. Super cool. Blah, blah, blah. How do you like the class? Working out for you? Great. That's it. That's the entirety of my conversations with Christina Ricci. I'm not brushing up on her trying to get a fucking picture while she's there with her kid and she's in her sweatpants and her t-shirt.
Yeah, that was something that like when I've lived in Vancouver, and I live in downtown Vancouver. I live on top of the stadiums.
Mm-hmm.
So like my neighbors will be, like what's the name of this kid? Patrick, Robert Pattinson. And because they were filming those movies at the time. And then you will walk into all these people. And at the beginning, it was for me like, holy shit, that guy. And then it will be like, oh, we're at the gym, right? Like you have to get used to that. But people cannot be bothering. Like there is a certain limit. And I always have to do this because, like, especially like I'm gonna speak on my behalf. Like when Thunder will sign everything and Thunder will take photos with everybody. But if we do that, we will never get to the venue.
Right.
Yeah.
So every time I'm always like, let's go to let's do this while we're walking. Let's do this and you can only be
and it's but see, and this is part of the problem too, is because they need people around to be the bad guy for them. Thunder shouldn't have to be the bad guy. These talents shouldn't have to be the bad guy, but that's also why they shouldn't be getting approached when they're by themselves or whatever. Like I've walked Larry the Cable Guy through the county fair before. And he is the nicest guy in the world. He'll talk to everyone. He'll shake hands with everyone. He'll sign autographs. He'll take pictures. I just have to be the dick for him. It's fine. And you're just like, no, Mr. Cable Guy's got to go. We got to get him over here. And we really do. Like, my job was counting on it. Like, we got to get scenes. We got things to do. But those guys are like that. But here's my other part of the thing, Tony, is like, yeah, so guys like Paul London and a few other old timers, not even old timers, and Paul's not even that old, but like, he's been to the show. So guys like that smarten me up. But then nowadays, when I go into a locker room or I go to certain promotions or whatever, and I try to do what you're supposed to do, there's no response from the new generation.
Right.
And like, they don't shake hands. They don't speak. They sit in a corner. They're off to themselves. They're like, even at Lucha Underground, it was not like that. You spoke. You went backstage, or you were in catering, or you were anywhere. Everybody talked. I go to WWE or AEW, and it's a different vibe these days, man. It's not like that. TNA is still pretty friendly and old school, but you got, guy like last time I was there, Gail Kim was still there. So they, they run a ship where they, like, if I was to walk in that locker room and Tommy or Gail or somebody would see me offer to shake hands with somebody and like somebody not respond or whatever, they would be doing burpees and getting fucking drilled. Like, there might be a full wrestler's court for some shit like that. Like, some places just don't go that way. But a lot of these new kids, they don't do that. And then they also expect respect from the fans.
That's the thing.
So we've got to come to like, okay, wrestlers, I get it. Y'all don't want to be harassed. I agree. Y'all shouldn't be harassed. Also, however, you guys got to learn how to take care of your fans, how to politely get out of it and move on. And you got to start respecting some of the old traditions of respect amongst each other and the community, because even if kayfabe is dead, some of these traditions are keeping wrestling whole. I firmly believe that some of these things need to be respected, and they're missing.
It's human communication. Is treat people how you want to be treated at the end of the day, huh? And I mean, like, whether it's wrestling or any sort of interaction with other people, it's common sense to have that kind of logic, I guess, isn't it? Like,
well,
like you said,
it is.
Generations, man, they see it so differently.
The things that I'm seeing right now too, though, is that traditions are not getting passed down the way they used to, because people aren't making towns the same way. It used to be, even on the indies, 2 or 3 guys would get in a car together, usually with a more veteran person who's been around longer, and you drive to the next town together, and you learn what's up. That's how you learn.
Yeah.
That's just not the case anymore. Everybody flies in. Everybody expects to get paid for a flight. Nobody's, the reason why people would make towns together is because you wanted one rental car. 4 people paid for one rental car, or a lot of times 3, because wrestlers were big people. So you get 3 guys in a car. They share the cost. And, WWE, by the way, for a long time, when you were doing your house show loop, you still paid for your own car. WWE a lot of times will hook people up with rentals or whatever, but you still did it yourself.
Didn't you have to pay for your own hotels as well? Share hotels as well back in the day?
Yeah. And anyway, I'm off on a rant about it, but I'm seeing some of that shit on the internet this week just really bothers me. I hate seeing wrestlers get bothered, or any entertainer get bothered when it's not appropriate. Like if you see Rey Mysterio and he's got the mask off and he's sitting down with his family at dinner, the answer is no.
Clout, man.
The answer is no in your own mind. Like, damn,
this
sucks. You're seeing Rey Mysterio, but he's Oscar right now. Can you leave the man alone with his family? Like,
this is the influence of generations just to get content. You know what I mean? Where it's like, it's respect.
Yeah, it's pictures, or it didn't happen. I get
it. It's earned or not given too. You know what I mean? At the same time, and manners will get you further in life. At the end of the day,
the coolest famous people I've ever met, I probably do not have a photo of, and I don't care. I know I got to meet them. They were cool. I told them, hopefully, that what I thought was cool about them. All right, Bear, you get to close this one out. What is your final we're on drops? Pops? We're on pops. Drops?
We're in props.
Yeah, I think we're on pops.
Whatever one you want. It's yours to finish it, brother.
good for Brock, man. I'm for what he did, man. Like, and then it goes beyond just like the Oba stuff. It's the like going out on your own terms in a way that didn't feel like pomp circumstance about it. It wasn't the, year-long retirement tour. It wasn't the like, it just was unexpected. Everybody thought he was going to go to SummerSlam.
And
it
felt
was,
fitting, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It felt like this
He
one of
made
those
it
weird,
bigger.
yeah, and it didn't, and it felt right. Like, you know what I mean? The going to the SummerSlam thing with Gunther just never kind of felt right. This kind of felt right because Oba kind of feels like the next Brock in some ways. Like, just like talent-wise, everything. It felt right.
The grandest stage
Brock
of them all.
put him over because he's probably the closest thing that I've seen to a Brock Lesnar than Brock Lesnar in a long time.
Yeah.
And so it just felt right. And, well, you're on your rant. I was like in my own world where I was like, God, they could completely remake like that SmackDown 6 and everything over on that SmackDown right now with like their B stars, man. You could have Gunther in the Undertaker role, Oba in that like Brock role, Chad Gable in the Angle role. You could have Trick in Carmelo and like Dominic and I'm just trying to think.
I have heard that the rosters are going to get shuffled a little bit right now, which I think they
because
you
could easily do like that SmackDown 6 thing and with the Undertaker and Brock and Angle at the top of the card thing there with some of the talent that they have. You could have put Dominic in that slotted into that Guerrero role. You could put Penta or Phoenix in the Rey Mysterio role over there. They have the talent to recreate what they were doing on SmackDown if they were smart about it, because I would watch the shit out of that. That's a bunch of guys that I haven't really seen interact in different ways.
Where the hell is Phoenix?
Javon,
okay.
you throw Javon over there too, and that rounds out your like SmackDown.
Yeah, boy, bouncy.
That'd be tight. I'd watch that. Maybe I'm just nostalgia for the Ruthless Aggression era, but
it's they at some point though,
dude. I just think that if you're gonna have two shows, you got to make them feel different. And right now, they don't feel any different. And like
one's blue.
I hope they figure something out with SmackDown, man. I'm tired of it. The disrespect of it just being an afterthought and basically called like it's almost like there was a point where SmackDown was definitely the B show, but now it's not even like the B show. Like AAA has definitely surpassed.
It's weird to me though, because I'll watch SmackDown and it'll have like the same formula as an episode of Raw. It'll have a lot of really good talent on it, and for some reason, it still feels third rate to me.
Because it's not as good as Raw, and Raw's already doing that.
I know. I was never a fan. Though. I always liked Raw better.
Different. I was always a huge SmackDown fan, man. Like I love that SmackDown 6 era. God, that was such good wrestling.
If you push up the youth right into your SmackDown and make something of it that way, do you change up the general manager as well, like to give it a new look, like refresh the whole thing?
I mean, you can just have
Aldis
change his character. He can still be there.
I mean, Aldis might be the best thing on that show sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they're going to push him a bit more or do something with him. Like, I just think he's still... Well, how long
to me, it's amazing because I think both Aldis and Pierce have said that they have a match or two in them.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised that considering the WWE universe doesn't even realize that these guys have a reason to be feared and respected.
Exactly.
Well, and that would be interesting on SmackDown if you had all these young guys that are really trying to go for the belt, and it was very believable that any one of them could do it, And
even Vince himself got that chance from time to time. He came up there in his muscle shirt doing his walk, and
you need these guys to actually be something beyond just like GMs, man. Like that's the thing. Like they need to be.
I would love for Nick Aldis, especially more so than Pierce, for Nick Aldis to one time just be like,
"Fuck it,
brother.
Do it.
You know I'm a former champion at a different place, right? Like, yeah, I didn't do it over here, but I will kick your fucking teeth in if you talk any more shit to me right now." And then have the guy mouth off to him one more time and just
look like
calmly take his tie off and go to the ring.
You get a pop from that, man. You get a pop from that, dude. You get a pop.
Meet me out here. Oh, yeah. It's official. I'm gonna put one on you.
Yeah, that's like the thing, man. They have talent. They have the stuff there, but they need to pull their heads out of their asses creatively over there, and they need to like make these shows feel different, you know. And like it's just because that's how you get a shitty night one when you have half of the product just shit and the other half like trending water. You get a shitty night one because 50% of the card nobody cares about,
and then you lose what 68% of your of the people
casuals
you bite over.
Your casuals on Sundays.
For real,
yeah.
This one guy, they came over. It was his first time ever watching a WrestleMania, and then he was like, when is the fun going to start?"
Well, tomorrow night, you got to come back tomorrow.
First match,
night 2 is a real WrestleMania. I'm sorry, but
one of the telltale signs to me was like, look, the actual matches for most of this entire WrestleMania were not the problem. The booking going into those matches, I'm watching the packages. Me and Comer are sitting there watching the packages before the matches. Some of them were really short or non-existent even. It was like, normally
commercials.
You can turn on a WrestleMania, have never seen the show ever. Normally you get the full story. You feel like I've seen people watch WrestleManias and they are in it. They're reeled in just from the package leading into the match.
That's the story.
They had to show him WrestleMania 2025 to even bring him around a little bit more on WrestleMania.
I get it. And that's unfortunate because that is part of what was missing. Because honestly, if you look at the actual card that they put together, kudos to Triple H. It is actually a really good card. If you asked me 5 months ago to put together a WrestleMania card, half of these matches would still be on there. Like these are the right matchups. Now, I'm a little upset that they didn't defend all the belts on there. The fact that the tag belts for both companies were
the fucking mega champion. You already had him wearing it. What the fuck?
Right. Like there was a few.
He wasn't gonna lose it.
There's a few weird things in that world to me, like in putting your IC belt in a fucking 6-man, and you know,
and your big matches for free, and then everything else behind the paywall after.
You know,
now you got,
and then your Sammy and Trick match for the U.S. title was made on 2 weeks' notice. Like Sammy versus Trick for the U.S. title,
dude.
If you give me a 2-month build to that is a fucking fire match. That is dope, and I loved that match. The way it went down, I had no issue with that actual match, but how it was booked, the package leading up to it was nothing. Because they didn't do anything. It was a week and a half ago that they set the match.
They should have done more, man, with Mello and put him in that. It should have been a 3-way dance. I feel sorry.
I think Mello should have at least had a run in or something. Mello got done the dirtiest to me out of everyone.
That's what I'm saying. Toss them all on SmackDown and let them actually like be legit. Because part of the problem is right now you have I would rather have some of these top guys move over to Raw, because then at least you can believe that all of them are on equal footing. And then the SmackDown guys you could believe are all on equal footing. Because right now you have this hierarchy right now where I just don't buy that any of these guys are like gonna challenge for a championship or anywhere near challenging for a championship, right? You know, is Javon Evans gonna be able to take on Roman Reigns? No. Is Trick Williams gonna be taking on Roman Reigns? No. You know, I mean, there's just
steppers.
I think if you tier them up a little bit differently, yes, we need a draft. I think we need a draft, and I think we need a draft to separate some of the guys so that you can make it more unpredictable. You can have more guys that you can believe can take a title off, you know?
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. TKO does not believe in the draft thing because they want to be able to sell products willy-nilly with whatever star that sponsor wants to be there. So they want to be able to move Cody from show to show.
Very evil.
They've told
Triple
H to have basic rosters on both shows, but they're not going to announce it with a draft because then that's committing people to shows, and they don't want to do that anymore. So there is a SmackDown roster, there is a Raw roster. They're not going to do it as a draft anymore, I don't think, because that is committing talent to a place, and TKO doesn't want to sell the product that way.
But props, props, because you're still throwing out better ideas than what fucking TKO.
Oh, I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
Well, Bear and I we're for hire at the moment, so you know, if you guys got any connections to TKO WWE, could you pass our
And
resume?
look, it's Bear's birthday, so or it was Bear's birthday when we started this show. I don't know what time it is in Minnesota.
I got 20 minutes.
You got 20 minutes. Well, go enjoy your 20 minutes of your birthay.
Dance, Rummy, dance.
Freaking nap. Maybe I'm gonna do a shoey. I don't know, one or the other.
Let's go, boys! Woo!
WrestleMania has been crazy, guys. I really still don't. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I don't understand about wrestling right now, and I don't think any of us understand them. And maybe we never will.
Got another drop. I don't even want to talk about Adios.
Okay, Bear says no way. So until next time, stay calm and stay in the mix.